The catastrophe is coming. I took my whole family to cultivate immortality. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 301 intensifies. After hearing these words from the live broadcast room, many Qin family members in Dukao village were stunned. The first thought that popped into his mind was that Wu Zijin was absolutely out of his mind and challenged Qin Feng. How dare he? However, what is surprising is that this is just the beginning. I am Wang Xiangxiao, who absorbed spiritual energy and became an immortal cultivator. I'm willing to challenge Qin Feng to prove that his so-called not to absorb spiritual energy is a big lie. Afterwards, they are no worse than the immortal cultivators of their Qin family. This is the worst era, with alien beasts invading, and our world has undergone too many changes. This is an era that requires self-improvement. When alien beasts invade again, we can't expect others to come every time to save us. We need the ability to protect ourselves. This is also the best era. Between heaven and earth, the aura recovers, becomes more and more intense, and absorbs the aura of heaven and earth. We can become immortal cultivators. Don't forget, crises have always coexisted dangers and opportunities. Perhaps, only by entering the era of all people's cultivation of immortals can we completely defeat the invasion of alien beasts. I'm Sunbo, an immortal cultivator, and I would like to challenge Qin Feng. I am Hu Qiang, a cultivator, and I would like to challenge Qin Feng. In just one afternoon, there were more than a dozen so-called immortal practitioners on the internet, recording videos and clamoring to challenge Qin Feng. In Dukao village, Kinya's face became very ugly. These people have problems with their brains. They want to challenge them, right? Let them come. I don't know if their brains are flooded. They dare to say such things. At this time, Qin Heogsu, who was usually relatively indifferent, spoke up. Don't get excited. If you think about it, you actually understand that this is a very normal thing. What? This is normal? Kinya's pretty face was full of puzzlement. Qin Heogsu explained slowly, isn't it normal? They challenge the sect master. Invisibly, their fame can soar rapidly. Moreover, if the challenge is successful, they will not only become famous overnight, but also reach the sky in one step. Even if the challenge fails, so what? If the sect master really agrees to come down, they will definitely build momentum. This is a normal competition for immortal cultivators to communicate. They won't be killed until the point is reached, but they will definitely earn enough fame already. Several people present were stunned, and then they all wanted to understand. Kinya was so angry that she said, it turns out that they probably didn't think they would win. They just touched the porcelain sect master. This is quite disgusting to think about. The male lion will not easily pay attention to the barking wild dog, because even if the male lion fights, there's no benefit to winning. However, isn't there any other way to keep these people talking nonsense on the internet? If you want me to say, I'll just go back and challenge them, teach them a lesson, and see if they still have the face to shout at that time. Qin Heogsu frowned slightly and sighed. You take action to challenge them. Even if there is a difference between you and the sect master, the overall difference is not big. It's just to increase their popularity. Kinyu was helpless and angrily said, is it possible that you really let them talk nonsense and clamor like crazy? What I know is that they are too lazy to pay attention to them, and if I don't know, I really think that our sect master, our Qin family immortal cultivators, are afraid of these tortoise bastards. After thinking about it, Qin Heogsu waved his hand. Don't get excited, everyone. Don't be impatient. In the final analysis, it is up to the sect master to make up his mind. We can just wait with peace of mind. Qin and others thought about it, and it was true, but they didn't know how Qin Feng would deal with this matter at this time. Qin Feng was stunned to see Yan Xiao off outside Dukao village. Yan Xiao, who was about to get into the car, was full of reluctance on her pretty face. Qin Feng smiled and spoke softly. Okay, just go and do your business first, and come back when you're done. It won't take a few days, right? It shouldn't be too long. That is, to make up a few sets of shots, but now there are too many things. I really don't want to leave your side. Qin Feng still had a smile on his handsome face. I'm fine, and Cow Village is fine. You don't have to worry, just go do your own thing first. Yan Xiao nodded. However, there was a bit of dissatisfaction on the beautiful face. The people who are clamoring to challenge you on the internet are disgusting. They are just grandstanding. You said they were grandstanding clowns. Why should you care? Let them go. Believe me, how happy they are now, how helpless and regretful they will be in a short time. Yan Xiao took a few deep breaths in silence. Since Qin Feng didn't care, she really didn't need to worry about this matter. So, then I'm leaving. Okay, when you get there, give me a call. Well, I see. Well, I'm leaving. Don't you mean it? Qin Feng looked a little bewildered. What? Oh, I miss you. Hug. Yan Xiao rarely acts like a spoiled brat so blatantly. Qin Feng smiled and hugged Yan Xiao point after a while. Yan Xiao reluctantly let go and got into the car. Wait for my call, you can go back. Qin Feng and Yan Xiao waved goodbye, and soon, Yan Xiao's car drifted away. Turning around, Qin Feng glanced at the left position and said with a smile, come out, what are you hiding there? Okay, I knew I couldn't hide it from you. After speaking, the pretty Yi Kai and Qian came out. Qin Feng asked with a smile, how's it going recently? Your body doesn't feel abnormal, right? Yi Kai and Qian shook her head. Her tone was clear. No, I feel that I'm very good, and I have communicated a lot with the people here, and I feel that my strength has improved a lot. That's good. What? You're looking for me, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be hiding there secretly. On Yi Kai and Qian's pretty face, there was some sullenness. Those who are clamoring to challenge you online are too much. I think you should agree and teach them a lesson. When the little girl was talking, the snow white spirit beast sitting on her shoulders was also showing its teeth and claws, as if agreeing with what Yi Kai and Qian said. After coming to Cow Village from Luofeng Mountain, the little spirit beast lived a very comfortable life, and most of the time, he stayed with Yi Kai and Qian. Now, one person and one beast get along more harmoniously. Qin Feng smiled and said softly, it's their business that they clamor. If I pay attention to them, doesn't it seem that I and them are the same thing? Yi Kai and Qian was a little disappointed in her heart. Listening to Qin Feng's words, it seems that the challenge will probably be over. Chapter 302. The incident happened suddenly. Qin Feng clearly felt Yi Kai and Qian's mood change and smiled. What's wrong? You look unhappy. Fortunately, originally, I think you will definitely teach those arrogant people a lesson. After a long time, that's it. If you don't see your shot, you have to listen to their clamor, and I feel a little annoyed. Then, it's better if you don't pay attention to this matter. At most, they will dare to clamor on the internet, out of sight and out of mind. The two talked and walked towards the fairy village. Yi Kai and Qian was right when she thought about it. Why bother her heart about this matter? Exhaled a breath and rolled her eyes, looking strange. Is something wrong with Beauty Yan? Why did you leave Cow Village at this time? She has her own business to deal with. Yi Kai and Qian started applying eye drops seriously. Your girlfriend can't do it. It's an eventful time. So many people are clamoring wildly, and they are still against you on the internet. She's better, she doesn't accompany you, and she left. You said that you were in love with such a woman. What are you trying to do? Qin Feng smiled, and was not annoyed. I can't say that. Everyone is an independent individual. She has her own things to do, and I naturally want to support her. Shen, you just said it nicely, but you really don't have any other thoughts in your heart? I am not the one to pick on things. I just think, if it were my sister, she would definitely not leave you alone at this time. Qin Feng simply didn't take up the topic. He and Yi Yuan did have an unforgettable past, but that was over after all. Why don't you speak anymore? Do you think I'm right? Yi Kai and Qian was still asking relentlessly. Qin Feng was about to speak when the phone rang and glanced at it. Yan Xiao called. Yi Kai and Qian saw it too and pouted. Speaking of Koko, when Koko arrived, she called as soon as she left, and she really seemed fine. With a smile, Qin Feng answered the phone point. Before she said anything, Yan Xiao's voice sounded a little hurriedly. Qin Feng, be careful of the black fog. Before he could finish speaking, the phone over there was hung up. Qin Feng's face changed. He was not stupid. He knew that something must have happened to Yan Xiao. But, on the phone, what happened to the black fog that Yan Xiao said? Without thinking about it, Qin Feng hurriedly called back the phone. Unfortunately, the answer was that the phone you dialed was turned off. This time, there is no need to take any chances. It can be concluded that there is definitely something wrong with Yan Xiao. Seeing that Qin Feng's face was a little wrong, Yi Qian's pretty face changed and she asked, "What's wrong?" Without any hesitation, Qin Feng said decisively, "You go and inform my sister and Qin Haoxu, and let them lead the clan to be careful. Maybe something will happen. I have to go out now." Yi Qian knew that at this moment, she couldn't talk nonsense, and nodded decisively. "Okay, I get it." Before the words were finished, Qin Feng had already risen against the wind, and disappeared into the vast darkness. Gritting her teeth, Yi Qian didn't dare to delay, and hurriedly went to Qinzu and Qin Haoxu. Fortunately, Qinzu, Qin Haoxu and others were together at this time, and they were still discussing the fact that many people on the internet wanted to challenge Qin Feng. Yi Qian hurriedly pushed the door and ran in. Before breathing evenly, she said loudly, "Something happened. Something happened." Everyone looked at Yi Qian in surprise. Qin Haoxu was relatively calm and asked, "Don't be in a hurry. Talk slowly. What's the matter, and who is wrong?" After silently adjusting her breath, Yi Qian began to answer. "There was an accident over Yan Xiao's side. Just now, Sect Master Qin received a call from Yan Xiao. Before he finished speaking, he was hung up over there, and when he called again, it was already turned off." Everyone's expressions changed. They all knew the relationship between Qin Feng and Yan Xiao. If something happened to Yan Xiao, it would be very troublesome. I mean, who is blind and dares to do something to Miss Yan? This is Kai Guoguo's provocation. B*******D. They are killing. Qin Yu, Qin Yan and others were filled with righteous indignation, and some even couldn't help but swear. Qinzu waved his hand at this time, and everyone quieted down. When Qin Feng was not around, only Qinzu and Qin Hao could make up their minds, or were qualified to make up their minds. Everyone, don't get excited, just listen to Qian finish what he has to say. Qin Haoxu nodded. "Yes, don't forget what the sect master said. The more you encounter things, the more you have to calm down." Everyone tried to calm down, and then they all looked at Yi Qian. "Sect Master Qin has left Dukao village now. Although he didn't say anything about what to do, he must have wanted to rescue Yan Xiao. Before he left, he asked me to tell sister Qinzu and brother Qin Haoxu, and let the two of you tell the Qin family. People, you must be careful to prevent someone from taking the opportunity to fish in troubled waters, which is not good for you." Qinzu's pretty face became very serious. She nodded. "Okay, I understand." Did everyone hear what Qian said just now? Now that things have happened, no one can talk about it. Everything is business as usual, and then go to inform the immortal cultivators and the clan. Be vigilant, and must ensure the absolute safety of Dukao village. Let my brother feel at ease to find Yan Xiao. Understood. We'll make arrangements now. The people present were all the leaders of the immortal cultivators of the Qin family, at least the guardians of the sect. They soon got busy, and went to inform the immortal cultivators and the clan. Dukao village under the night. Although there is nothing unusual, it is actually loose on the outside and tight on the inside. Hundreds of clan cultivators have secretly acted and guarded various positions in the village. If someone really eats the bear's heart, the leopard dared to be detrimental to Dukao village at this time. Even if Qin Feng was no longer, they would have no return. At this time, Qin Feng had already pinpointed the location of Yan Xiao's accident through the tracking of his divine sense. After his body fell, Qin Feng looked around and found that not only Yan Xiao, but also the driver and even the vehicle had disappeared without a trace. Although Qin Feng was able to trace Yan Xiao's breath after he left Dukao village, nothing was found in the follow-up. The spiritual energy in the body wandered, and the consciousness continued to spread around. After searching, there was still no news about Yan Ziao. Qin Feng narrowed his eyes slightly, knowing that Yan Ziao is an immortal cultivator, and her own talent and strength are quite good. If the other party can do this now, it can only show that the strength is very strong, and the planning time is not short. Otherwise, there will be some clues left. Until now, Qin Feng still didn't understand what did Yan Ziao mean by being careful with the black fog. The most important thing is that, if the opponent starts to attack Yan Ziao, the more likely, the real target is Qin Feng. Once the opponent uses Yan Ziao to threaten Qin Feng, things will only become more troublesome. Chapter 303 The most worrying thing. Qin Feng searched the vicinity of Yan Ziao's accident again, but found no valuable clues. Stand there, close your eyes, and try to calm yourself down. After thinking for a while, Qin Feng opened his eyes. At least his expression became very indifferent, riding up in the wind. It didn't take long before Qin Feng returned to Dukao Village Point. At this time, the entire Dukao Village seemed calm, but in fact, there were immortal cultivators guarding every corner. Qin Feng had just entered the village, and everyone found it, and showed up one after another. Sect. Master, you are back. Hello. Sovereign, only. Qinzu and a few others knew that Yan Ziao had an accident, while the others just speculated in their hearts that something had happened, and didn't know exactly what happened. After seeing Qin Feng's return, everyone put down the big stone in their hearts. In their minds, as long as Qin Feng was there, nothing would matter. Qin Feng nodded and greeted the clansmen he saw one by one. Soon, Qinzu and others who got the news hurried over, seeing that Qin Feng was the only one who came back, and there was no Yan Ziao. The faces of the few people who knew the inside story turned gloomy. Just as Qinzu was about to ask, Qin Feng had already waved his hand and said slowly, "Wait back and talk." Nodding her head, Qinzu knew in her heart that this matter should not be publicized too much, and it must be handled in a low-key manner for the time being. A few people didn't say anything, and followed Qin Feng to the living room. At this time, all the insiders were there, and Qinzu finally couldn't help but speak. "Is there any news from Yao?" Qin Feng did not hide it, but nodded. "When I arrived, Yao was gone. At the scene of the incident, no valuable clues were found." When everyone heard Qin Feng's words, their hearts sank. They would not doubt Qin Feng's strength and ability at all. Since Qin Feng himself could not find anything, it can only show that the person who did this has an absolute plan. Comprehensive. Qin said anxiously. "Sect Master, what do you say? As long as you give an order, everyone in our Dukao village can go out to look for news and clues. I don't believe that I can't find any news about Miss Yan. Yes, people are more powerful. Let's work together." Before he could finish speaking, Qin Feng waved his hand to interrupt. "Don't do anything now. Just wait with peace of mind." When everyone heard this, including Ye Kai and Qian, their faces were stunned. What's the situation? The person who had the accident was Qin Feng's girlfriend. Now, just do nothing. Qin Feng knew what everyone was thinking, so he took the initiative to explain without the masking. Since the other party dares to do this, he must have a comprehensive plan. In a short period of time, it is very difficult to find any clues. Once our Qin family members are in chaos and go out to search separately, we may not be able to find any clues, enter the opponent's trap, and be defeated one by one. Now that something has happened, then try not to do anything else, and you must be steady. Since the other party dares to do something to Yao, his ultimate goal is probably to come at me. Wait, they will definitely reach out to me. Everyone nodded and had to admit that what Qin Feng said made sense. What's even more admirable is that Yan Ziao is Qin Feng's girlfriend. If such an important person had an accident, if it were someone else, he might have panicked. Even Qin Feng looked calm on the surface, but his heart must be turbulent. Under such circumstances, Qin Feng can still maintain absolute calm, which is definitely not something ordinary people can do. Qin Haoxu frowned and said, "Sect Master is right, but when they take the initiative to contact you, I'm afraid things will be more troublesome. We must have a way to deal with it in advance. Others also understand this truth. When Qin Feng is contacted actively, it means that Qin Feng will definitely be threatened to do something he is unwilling to do. To be honest, Yan Xiao's accident will indeed make people angry, but in any case, Qin Feng can't have an accident because of this. Otherwise, the entire Dukao village, and even the entire Huaxia will fall into a panic and turmoil. Qin Feng looked at Qin Heoxu and nodded. I understand what you mean. It's just that I can't figure out what to do right now. I can only see how to do it. You don't have to worry too much. Let's go to rest first. Qinzu hesitated and asked, do I need to inform other immortal cultivators in the clan about this? After thinking about it, Qin Feng said slowly, in the beginning, you didn't explain what happened to others. That's right, so as not to cause any panic. Now, since I've come back, I don't need to hide it anymore, so that everyone knows what happened. Recently, don't go out alone, and don't go to dangerous places, lest someone else have the same problem. By the way, Yao's parents, don't let them know about this for the time being. Qinzu and the others nodded in response. Understood. We'll go down and make arrangements. After Qin Feng returned, even if the clansmen knew that Yan Xiao had an accident, they would only share their hatred and fear, and there would be no need to hide anything. After everyone left here, Ye Kai and Qian followed Qinzu. She could feel Qinzu's mood was a little depressed and complicated, so she couldn't help but comfort her. Sister Zhu, don't worry too much. I believe Brother Feng will definitely have a way to rescue Yan Xiao. We have to trust him. Qinzu forced a smile and sighed. Even though I said that, I'm still very worried now. Since the other party dares to do something, the person who comes here is not good. Now, Yao has fallen into their hands after all, and without any clues, it is too difficult to rescue her. It's too hard. You know what I'm most worried about right now. After thinking about it, Ye Kai and Qian said, are you worried that Brother Feng will be threatened by the other party and be forced to do things against his will? Without thinking, Qinzu shook her head and sighed again. Ye Kai and Qian asked in a puzzled way, then, what else can you worry about most? You don't know Qin Feng, even though I know he cares about Yao very much, but he has too much responsibility now. Once Qin Feng has an accident, it will not only represent the Qin family, but also the whole of China, and even more in a big way, the fate of the entire human race will be affected. When it comes time to make a choice, Qin Feng may really give up Ye Kai and Qian, but at that time, Qin Feng will bear a lifetime debt of conscience in his heart, and he will never be able to make up for it. May live in guilt. This is too cruel to Qin Feng. Ye Kai and Qian's face changed. She really didn't expect this just now, but now she fully understands that Qin Feng might have to give up Yan Xiao, as Qinzu said, for the sake of righteousness. The inner demon that Qin Feng will never be able to face. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 304, Adding to the Flames. After Yan Xiao's accident, things on the internet about challenging Qin Feng did not stop, but intensified. I am the 87th generation descendant of Bagua Zhang. I just woke up and became a cultivator. I'm here to challenge Qin Feng. I would like to sign a life and death certificate, and it will be a matter of life and death. My name is Wu Xiang, an immortal cultivator who has awakened spiritual energy. I challenge Qin Feng. I hope Qin Feng will not be a shrunken turtle, which will make people look down on him. My name is Liu Zichun, challenging Qin Feng. Some people have deliberately counted, and there have been at least 50 people before and after, and Qin Feng has launched a challenge. It has to be said that China itself has a large population base. After the spiritual energy between heaven and earth has become rich, although the relative proportion of people who can absorb spiritual energy is still small, the number of people can no longer be considered small. There are many comments on the internet, and the popularity is not average. The videos and news that basically dare to challenge Qin Feng have already rushed to the hot search, making more people pay attention to this matter. I'm a jerk. They're all ruthless. Even Qin Feng dare to challenge it. It's all two shoulders with a head on it. I'm afraid of an egg. Qin Feng doesn't have 3 heads and 6 arms. Does he dare to fight? At first, I thought these people were crazy, but now, it doesn't seem to be the same. Neither Qin Feng nor any other immortals in the Qin family dared to make any response. No, Qin Feng is really scared. Qin Feng is just trying to make a name for himself. In the past, he didn't know what kind of shit luck he took and became a cultivator. Now, more and more people are awakening, and he can't do it anymore. He doesn't dare to fight at all. At this time, Qin Wen, who is far away in the Japanese country, has already paid attention to the news of Huaxia Point. When he got angry, Qin Wen directly dropped his mobile phone. Sanada Miayu looked at Qin Wen in amazement and asked, "What's wrong with you?" "I'm mad at me. I'm really mad at me. Those fools, those lunatics. How dare they dare to challenge Brother Feng? This is a humiliation. Did they forget that when the alien beasts invaded everyone when we were at a loss, Brother Feng took us and defeated the alien beast again and again?" Sanada Miayu pondered for a while and basically understood the whole thing. With a sigh, Miu Sanada spoke up. "Sometimes, not only Huaxia, but even some people on our side of the Japanese country, do things that people can't evaluate. Obviously a good person may inadvertently do something wrong, even if he didn't do anything wrong. Just let him. When other people are puzzled, many people will jump out and accuse one after another, as if that good person has become so heinous. If a bad person just does a good thing, will jump out and say someone that he has already put down his butcher's knife and became a Buddha on the spot. What else do you want? Bad, too good for bad people. How many people are doing this kind of incomprehensible thing, but they are enjoying themselves?" Qin Wen froze for a moment and exhaled. "Well, what you said, Huaxia, is so reasonable. Compared to you, I seem to be more like a foreigner. What you said is really good. Those people are really crazy. Too bad for good people, and bad for bad people." "Great." Sanada Miu said slowly, "Don't be too anxious, and don't need to be angry. We have to trust Sect Master Qin. He will definitely have a way to deal with it, and, even if you don't say anything, until the day when the alien beast invades, and the conspiracy is revealed, how happy the clamor is now, to how much they will regret it." After thinking about it, Qin Wen was still dissatisfied. "Although, what you said makes sense, I still feel angry. No, I'll make a phone call and ask, is it possible that Brother Feng really won't take on the challenge? Give those people a lesson and let them shut up." What? Qin Wen didn't dare to call Qin Feng directly, but called his sister Qinya. As a result, Qinya scolded him before he could say a few words. "Don't worry about the things here. If you don't know anything, you know nonsense. Brother Feng has his arrangements, and now something happens. Sister Yao has been kidnapped, and Brother Feng is trying to figure out a way to do this." "What? Sister Yao was kidnapped?" Qin Wen Hao smashed the new phone again, and continued with gritted teeth. "Who is courting death and dares to attack Sister Yao? He is hitting our Qin family in the face? They must pay the price. I will go back now." "Okay, come back and see if Brother Feng will break your leg." Qin Wen opened his mouth and felt helpless. He knew that now he had to ensure the safety of Sanada Miayu. If he really rushed back to Huaxia, Brother Feng would definitely be angry. "I'm not in a hurry. Be at peace and do your business well. We will all find a way to save Sister Yao. If I don't tell you, I still have things to do." Qin Ya hung up the phone. To be honest, she was almost as angry as Qin Wen and dared to do something to Yan Xiao. With the current relationship between Qin Feng and Yan Xiao, she didn't take the entire Qin family's immortal cultivators into consideration. This matter, no matter what, will have to pay a heavy price in the end point. Since the incident happened on Yan Xiao's side, Qin Feng's face still looks very calm, but everyone else knows that Qin Feng's heart at this time may have been turbulent. No one dared to touch the bad at this time, and no one dared to take the initiative to say anything to Qin Feng. In the early morning, Qin Feng's cell phone rang. Qinzu and Qin Haoxu stayed by Qin Feng's side after arranging things in Dukao village. When they heard the phone ringing, they stood up immediately. Their expressions were even more nervous and excited than Qin Feng looked. Qin Feng glanced at it, and it showed that it was Yan Xiao's mobile phone number. Silently adjusting his breathing, Qin Feng answered calmly, I'm Qin Feng. A hoarse voice soon came from there. Haha, Sect Master Qin, how are you? If you have something to say, just hang up. Qin Feng's voice was still calm. Sect Master Qin just wants to use this method to deliberately show that you don't care about Miss Yan Xiao. Do you think this will affect my judgment? Everyone is smart, and I don't want to talk nonsense. Miss Yan Xiao is in my hands. Come on, Sect Master Qin knows what this means, right? Don't want to talk nonsense. You are still saying? Come on, what are the conditions? The hoarse voice sounded again. Actually, I don't want to hurt Miss Yan Xiao. I invited her here because I want you, Sect Master Qin, to play a game with me. Now, should you be ready? Qin Feng still didn't make any waves. If you talk nonsense again, I'll hang up. Okay, then I'll hurry up. Now if the Sect Master Qin wants to ensure the safety of Miss Yan Xiao, then immediately accept the challenge of those people to you, and let the world see the true style of the great Sect Master Qin. Chapter 305 One Step at a Time. Qin Zhu, Qin Haoxu and others were always beside Qin Feng. With their strength, they could hear the man on the phone, even if they didn't listen deliberately. The expressions on everyone's faces were very surprised. They tried hard to kidnap Yan Xiao, and then made such a request. Qin Feng said slowly, this is not your final condition, right? It's better to do it one step at a time, and tell me what you want. Haha, great Sect Master Qin, the game has just started, why are you so anxious? Do as I say first. Remember, if I haven't heard any response within half an hour, then I will first cut through Miss Yan's beautiful face. You have to think about it. With Miss Yan's appearance, I feel pity for you. If you are slapped in the face, then you should be very sad. If there is no news within an hour, then I'm sorry. I swear to God, you for the rest of your life, don't even think about seeing the living Yan Xiao again. After that, he didn't give Qin Feng any chance to answer, and hung up the phone. Qin Feng frowned slightly, thought about it, and put down the phone. At this time, even if he made another call, it would be of no use. Qin Yu said in surprise, could this person be sick, and kidnap Miss Yan? That's all for this request. Qin Haoxu spoke calmly. Don't think he is a good person. This is just the beginning. There must be a bigger conspiracy waiting for the Sect Master. He just wants to lead us by the nose step by step. After thinking about it, Qin Zhu sighed. Even if we know that the other party has no good intentions, in this case, we have no other way. We can only agree first, at least to ensure Yao's safety. Everyone had no objection. They all felt that Qin Zhu was right, and their eyes were already focused on Qin Feng. After pondering for a while, Qin Feng nodded. Hey Zhu, go and arrange it. Since those people want to challenge, just give them this chance. It's set in 2 days, and let them all come to Dukao village. Understood. I'll make arrangements now. Qin Haoxu hurriedly prepared to publish the news of the battle online. The people present had similar thoughts. If that person no longer threatened Yan Xiao's safety with other things, what he did now would be very pleasing. As a cultivator of the Qin family, he is very annoying to those who are clamoring on the internet, but because Qin Feng is unwilling to deal with it, he has not responded at all. Now, take this opportunity to teach them a hard lesson. At this time, the matter on the internet about challenging Qin Feng seems to be the best way to gain traffic and popularity. People keep jumping up and saying more and more arrogant, I'm CURN, I just want to challenge Qin Feng. Don't be a shrewd turtle. If you have something, you will fight. As far as Qin Feng's reputation is concerned, as long as he dares to fight, I will give him life in minutes. My name is Long Si. I will challenge the entire Qin family to cultivate immortals. If there is still one who has a seed, I will come out to fight. I'm the real immortal cultivator. Qin family, what kind of thing? Seeing that Qin Feng didn't respond, he was crazy enough to challenge the entire Qin family. Point to be honest, the videos of these challenges can spread quickly and attract so much attention one after another. You don't need to think too much to understand that someone must be deliberately adding fuel to the flames and speeding up the spread of news. However, what people did not expect was that there was explosive news on the internet. I'm sorry, the Qin family responded. It's Qin Feng, who came forward in person and said that the Qin family is a cultivator and accepts all challenges. Really? Why does it sound a little unreal? Qin Feng's own live broadcast. This is still fake. The live broadcast room over there is about to be crowded. Okay. The news spread rapidly, and more people poured into Qin Feng's live broadcast room after hearing about it. Sure enough, Qin Feng said calmly, "I'll say it for the last time, the immortal cultivators of the Qin family are not afraid of any challenges. 2 days later, in Ducal village, they will welcome you. I just hope that those who are clamoring today will not become, like they said, shrink your head tortoise, just don't dare to show up at all." After confirming the news, Qin Feng didn't bother to continue any live broadcasts and went offline soon. The popularity of the news has skyrocketed, and there is almost no other news discussed on the internet. I didn't expect it. I'm really challenged. Now, there's a good show to watch. Go and inform those who posted the challenge video. Now finally give them a chance to prove themselves. Yes, we all want to see the dragon fight, since it is said that the Qin family is a group of people who seek fame and reputation. Then this time, I will teach them a lesson. When the opportunity comes, you must not miss it. Most of those who posted the challenge videos were dumbfounded. I was bragging just now. I thought that Qin Feng's side, or the entire Qin family, would not have any response. After all, the identities are not equal, and even if they win, there is no substantial benefit as a result. People really agreed now. Some people instinctively thought that they would not anger Qin Feng, but at that time, there was a danger of being beaten to death in minutes. In the final analysis, almost all the immortal cultivators of the Qin family appeared in the defense battle of the capital in Huaxia. Which one was not fighting to the death with alien beasts, which was extremely shocking. It's one thing to brag, but it's another thing to be true. Those elated netizens left under messages the video posted by the challenger, saying that Qin Feng had agreed to the challenge on behalf of Qin Feng and the entire Qin family. As a result, those who posted the challenge video seemed to be dumb for a while. No one dared to respond further. Half an hour passed quickly. Qin Feng's cell phone rang again, and he glanced at the caller ID, and it turned out to be Yan Xiao. Unfortunately, when he picked it up, the annoying hoarse voice still came out. "Sect Master Qin really understands the current affairs. I'm very pleased that Miss Yan will be spared the pain of flesh and blood." Qin Feng's voice was calm, and he couldn't hear any anxiety or dissatisfaction. "What you asked me to do, I have done it now. If you have any other requirements, let's talk." Sect Master Qin is still in a hurry. I need to eat one bite at a time. As I said, this game is interesting to play slowly. Just wait and I will inform you when the time comes. Qin Feng's voice was slightly cold. "I have to make sure Yao is safe now. Otherwise, I won't agree to anything you say later." There was silence for a while, and the voice became extremely cold. Qin Feng's voice became extremely cold. "You must understand where you are now. You have no qualifications to talk to me about conditions. Otherwise, it will only make Yan Xiao die ugly." Chapter 306 Mutual Game. When the average person hears such a threat, they almost give in. Qin Feng with a handsome face, his expression became more and more calm, and his tone of speech was very calm, but he didn't mean to give in at all. "You can do as you say. If you can't be sure of Yao's absolute safety, then there is no need for us to keep talking. Let's stop here." The other side of the phone was obviously stunned, and it is estimated that Qin Feng did not expect this reaction. It seems that Sect Master Qin doesn't like Miss Yan Xiao as much as he imagined. He doesn't care about her life or death. "I don't want to listen to your nonsense. Since we can't talk, I'll hang up." "Wait." The hoarse voice hurriedly sounded. At this moment, he was not sure whether Qin Feng would really hang up the phone. "Miss Yan Xiao is fine now. You don't need to." Before the man's words were finished, Qin Feng placed the order without any hesitation. To be honest, the faces of the few people around Qin Feng were extremely surprised. Qin Zu blurted out, "Well, are you really not worried that they will be bad for Yao?" Qin Feng's voice is still calm. "This is a no-brainer method. Blindly showing weakness will only make him gain an inch, but it cannot guarantee Yao's absolute safety. Sometimes, he can only gamble. He must have some goals that he has not achieved, and he should call again. Come over. Almost caring about Qin Feng's voice, the phone rang again, and it really came from there. Qinzu and the others breathed a sigh of relief, and at the same time, they had to admit in their hearts that Qin Feng had come to expect it. Well, unexpectedly, Qin Feng didn't answer the phone at all, but hung up directly. Qin Haoxu, who has always been calm, couldn't help but look surprised. However, these people present had a lot of trust in Qin Feng. They knew that there must be a reason for Qin Feng to do this. Although he was puzzled, he didn't ask. Soon, there was another call from there. After the bell rang for a while, Qin Feng answered the phone and didn't say anything first. Sect Master Qin, I can let you talk to Miss Yan Ziao to make sure she is absolutely safe now, but I have to warn you, don't play this kind of temptation trick with me again. Angering me, it will only make Yan Ziao suffer. Either let Yao talk to me, or I'll hang up. The man's teeth were itchy, and for a moment, he had the urge to break the phone, and he took a deep breath before calming down. You can talk now, so there is no need for the great sect Master Qin to be in such a hurry. After waiting for a while, Yan Ziao's voice sounded over there. Qin Feng, is that you? Although the technology is now advanced, it is possible to simulate the human voice through instruments, but it is naturally impossible to deceive Qin Feng by means of cheating. The moment the voice sounded, Qin Feng was enough to conclude that it was indeed Yan Ziao. Yao, it's me. How are you now? I'm alright for now. Yan Ziao's voice became hurt as soon as he said this. Qin Feng, listen to me. Don't be coerced by them. Even if I die, it is a pity that the following words were not finished at all, and they stopped abruptly. It was obvious that Yan Ziao was under control and had no chance to continue speaking. Soon, the man's hoarse voice sounded again. Sect Master Qin, can you be sure of Miss Yan's safety now? Remember, be nice to her, otherwise, you can try. Will I give up the rescue of Yao directly? Then, I promise that one day, all of you who participated in this incident will die without a trace. A place of burial to avenge Yao. Oh, it seems that I am too kind, so you dare to threaten me in this situation? Qin Feng, we all know each other's thoughts. You don't need to test my bottom line again and again. Before the game is over, it will ensure the safety of Yan Ziao. There is a premise here. You must do what I say, otherwise, you will regret it for the rest of your life. Just wait, I will contact you again in 2 days. The voice fell, and the phone was hung up neatly. The expressions of everyone present were a little complicated. They were glad that Yan Ziao had no problems now, but they were also worried about the future, which was the real test. Qinzu frowned and said, so far, we are very passive, mainly because we don't know what the other party wants to do. What is certain is that these people are definitely not at ease. We can only try to prepare in advance. If we can lock their positions as soon as possible, it will be the best result to rescue Miss Yan. Qin Haoxu sighed slightly after finishing speaking. He also understands that, although the truth is such a truth, the hope of rescuing Yan Ziao is too slim. Qin Feng pondered for a while, then spoke calmly. Don't be too anxious. Everything goes according to the normal rhythm. It's useless to think too much. For the time being, we can only take one step at a time. Well, there is nothing else to do. Let's go to rest first. From tomorrow, we will prepare for the challenge thing. Yes, Sect Master. After everyone responded, they dispersed. Although they wanted to comfort Qin Feng, in this case, they knew very well that, even if they tried to comfort them, it would be of no use. Besides, Qin Feng is still their backbone, and until now, everyone still vaguely hopes that Qin Feng will come up with a solution sooner or later to turn the tide. After Qin Haoxu responded to those challenges on behalf of Qin Feng in the name of the Qin family, no one dared to respond for several hours. Qin Feng is the existence of the world's #1 person after all. If he really wants to challenge, how can those who clamor have no scruples? However, after half a day, someone finally released the video message again. Since Qin Feng dares to agree to the challenge, then I can't ask for it. 2 days later, I will go to Dukao village teach Qin Feng a lesson, and hit those so-called Qin family members who are cultivators in the face. I'm grass, ox fork, someone responded. I thought it was just a strong mouth king. It seems that he really dared to go. It's crazy. This is the real warrior. Qin Feng's reputation should be taught a lesson. Aura becomes rich, which is a great thing, but Qin Feng's B*** D said it was a danger. If you understand, you have to slap him in the face, as if the horn was suddenly sounded after the first person responded. The so-called immortal cultivators who had posted the challenge video, as if they had negotiated, began to respond. I'm definitely not afraid. When the time comes, I will go to Dukao village, count me in, challenge Qin Feng, and go to Dukao village. Everyone, just wait and watch. Then, Qin Feng, the hypocrite, will definitely pay a heavy price. Chapter 307. The mind is vicious. When it comes to coping with challenges, it is said that it is necessary to prepare. In fact, when you really want to prepare, you will find that there will be no special arrangements. As the immortal cultivators of the Qin family, they all have absolute confidence. How could they lose to those immortal cultivators who have just absorbed the spiritual energy and don't know the sky is high? Following Qin Feng, they have experienced almost going into flames. They have also experienced competitions between clansmen, and they have also fought countless alien beasts. That experience is not comparable to ordinary people, and it is even more difficult for outsiders to imagine the tempering of their own strength. On the internet, the news about challenging Qin Feng is still fermenting, and every news update has caused a hot dissemination. After Qin Haoxu's representative, Qin Feng, agreed, he rushed to the top of the hot search list. When those who responded challenged one after another, after several waves of heat had passed, almost no one knew the news of the challenge from both sides. Qin Wen, who was far away in Japan, didn't know that Qin Feng was forced to accept the challenge because of Yan Xiao, but he felt very happy. Those people started clamoring, and they all felt that they were invincible in the world, so they should give a hard lesson. Of course, the immortal cultivators of the Qin family never gave up their search for Yan Xiao. It is a pity that the clues left at the beginning were extremely limited, and after trying to find the following, there was still no news about Yan Xiao. Time passed quickly, and in a twinkling of an eye, it was the agreed day to accept the challenge. This morning, before the challengers arrived, Qin Feng's cell phone rang, glanced at it, and it showed Yan Xiao's cell phone number. Qin Feng answered indifferently, and the hoarse voice came, Sect Master Qin, hello, the game is about to start. I'm really excited. Before you say anything, let me talk to Yan Xiao and let I know that she is safe. Otherwise, everything will be ignored. Haha, I'm in a good mood, so I won't bother with you about this matter, but remember, don't say some meaningless words. It's useless other than angering me. Miss Yan, you know what to say. Soon, Yan Xiao's voice sounded. I see. It sounds a little less crisp than usual. Obviously, even if the body did not suffer any harm, Yan Xiao has been in a state of fear these few days, and his spirit is definitely not very good. Qin Feng's voice is very gentle. Yao, it's me. Are you okay now, Qin Feng? I'm fine. Don't get excited. Don't worry. Everything is mine. Yan Xiao hesitated for a while, and finally responded, I'm not afraid or worried, but you must ensure your own safety. Although he didn't say it explicitly, the meaning was obvious. Yan Xiao definitely hoped that when Qin Feng really had to make a decision, he would rather sacrifice her than let Qin Feng be in any danger. The two still have a lot to say, but that annoying hoarse voice has already sounded. It's okay to say these things. Sect Master Qin should rest assured. I've kept my promise. Miss Yan has not suffered any persecution now. I still have to thank you. Qin Feng replied half sarcastically. That's not necessary. I do this. After all, I still hope that the game between us can be more exciting. Qin Feng frowned slightly and spoke again. Stop talking nonsense. Tell me, what exactly do you need to do so that you can let Yao come back? Look, Sect Master Qin is in a hurry again. Don't worry, I'm very committed to keeping my promise. As long as you do what I say, Miss Yan can see that nothing will happen. Come on, those who challenge you, the man will be here soon. It's almost there. Tell me, what do you want to do? It's very simple. If you want to ensure Miss Yan's safety, then when you accept the challenge again, you can only lose, not win. After finishing speaking, Qin Feng didn't have time to speak, so he hung up the phone. Qin Feng narrowed his eyes slightly. He was still accompanied by those who knew the inside story. After hanging up the phone, the expressions of those present changed completely. Can you blurt it out? B*******************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************only lose, Can Haeoksu sighed, Kin Haeoksu sighed. His mood was low, and his face looked a little gloomy. Don't think about it. This person has a very vicious mind. He did this to ruin Brother Feng's reputation. Originally on the internet, there were a lot of doubts about Brother Feng. Now, at this time, those people are clamoring for to defeat Brother Feng, prove that Brother Feng's words are wrong. Once Brother Feng is defeated, the things they clamored for will not become the same. Even if they explain something later, I'm afraid that few people will believe it. The faces of those present became ugly. You must know that Qin Feng and the Qin family are completely like the patron saints of China. The man with a hoarse voice used the kidnapping of Yan Xiao to bring Qin Feng down from the altar, but also to let those who absorbed the spiritual energy become the immortal cultivator became more and more inflated. If Qin Feng is really forced to lose in their hands, the attention is now unprecedentedly enthusiastic. At that time, those who are still hesitating in their hearts will no longer have any hesitation, and will start to frantically absorb the spiritual energy between heaven and earth. Things will go completely uncontrollable. At that time, Qin Feng and the Qin family can only watch those things happen, but there is no way to stop them. Qin Zu frowned and said worriedly, "You can't lose. Once you lose, the consequences are simply unbearable, and even all the efforts we have made before are meaningless." Yi Qian was also here this time. Although she didn't like Yan Xiao, she still said something fair. However, if you don't follow their requirements, then Yan Xiao will definitely have an accident. Then, what should we do? Qin Haeoksu raised his head and looked at Qin Feng. Brother Feng, you should know better than any of us. Even if you do according to the other party's words this time, you will lose on purpose, but the matter will not end. Sister Yao is still in the other party's hands, and they will still have to make progress. Ask for more. Could it be that in the end, they will let Brother Feng kill you, before they will be released back to Sister Yao? Do you have to do the same? Yi Qian instinctively blurted out, "That's definitely not acceptable." Qin Haeoksu nodded and spoke again. "Yes, I definitely can't agree. The problem is, we understand that things are going to go that way sooner or later. Now, is the so-called concession made meaningful? Why not give up completely from now on? Although I'm sorry Sister Yao, but I believe that Sister Yao also hopes that Brother Feng, you don't do things you don't want to do for her." Chapter 308, The Doomed Showdown. Qin Haeoksu's voice fell, and everyone fell into silence for a while. In fact, the people present all had similar ideas, but in the end, Qin Haeoksu said it first. No one is a fool. They all understand that Yan Xiao means different things to Qin Feng. However, Qin Feng has too much on his back, and if things go on like this, if the price paid is too great, and in the end, Yan Xiao cannot be rescued, then everything he does now will indeed become meaningless. Qin Zu gritted her teeth, looked at Qin Feng and said, "What Haeoksu said just now may not sound good, but that's what I want to say. Qin Feng, you have to understand that when Dangduan is constantly being chaotic, everything you are burdened with prevents you from taking too many wrong paths. Understand?" Qin Feng exhaled a long breath, and there was a rare tiredness in his expression. "I understand what you're saying, and I don't think there's anything wrong with what you said. However, I can't accept it if I give up now. Let's take a step forward. Maybe there is still hope to rescue Yan Xiao." Qin Yu said anxiously, "Could it be that you really let Brother Feng deliberately lose to those clamoring clowns?" Qin Feng waved his hand, and his expression became calm again. "No one is a victorious general. What if I lose? Don't take some false names too seriously." The expressions of those present seemed a little helpless. They did not agree with the false name Qin Feng said. The current Qin Feng is actually not only a member of the Qin family, but even a banner of the whole of China. Once Qin Feng is defeated, it means that the flag has fallen. At that time, I don't know how many unpredictable consequences will be caused. What can't be helped is that it seems that Qin Feng has made a decision, and if others want to persuade him, there will be no change. Qin Feng stood up and said, "Let's go. Don't let those people wait too much." Everyone followed Qin Feng and walked out. At this time, hundreds of people had gathered outside Dukao village point, among them not only the so-called immortal cultivators who came to challenge Qin Feng, but also some people wanted to take the opportunity to watch the fun point. After the Qin family knew what happened today, they basically gathered point for a time. Nearly 1,000 people gathered outside Dukao village. Those waiting challengers, after seeing Qin Feng, began to discuss involuntarily. "Oh, look, Qin Feng is here. It looks very calm. Does it mean that you have the confidence to win?" No matter what, Qin Feng's strength is there. Don't forget, the Qin family are the first batch of immortal cultivators, and Qin Feng is one of the best, and he has fought against alien beasts several times. It's hard to comment, but Qin Feng's strength is definitely not ordinary. Why do you want to grow others' ambition and destroy your own prestige? What's wrong with Qin Feng? I'm not bad. Yes, princes and generals, would you rather have a seed? Today, I want to defeat Qin Feng in an upright manner and let everyone know tomorrow. He is just a person who makes a name for himself. Qin Feng was already standing there and said slowly, "Since I'm here, I don't want to talk nonsense. Who will challenge first?" As soon as the voice fell, a sturdy man in his 30s walked out, point shaking his neck, his face full of rebelliousness. He said directly, "My name is Long Si." That is, he has absorbed the spiritual energy of heaven and earth and became a real immortal cultivator. "Today, I will play with you first." Originally, other people thought that Qin Feng was really here and he would be somewhat scruples. Not necessarily someone would dare to be that early bird. Unexpectedly, this Long Si jumped out so quickly. Qin Feng had already thought in his heart that when he released the news and accepted the challenge of those people, for a period of time, no one dared to respond. Instead, after a short while, people began to challenge one after another. It is very likely that the person who secretly kidnapped Yan Xiao had already contacted those who challenged and told them that, as long as they dared to challenge Qin Feng, they would definitely win. Only these people dared to come to Dukao village. Qin Feng adjusted his breathing silently, temporarily put aside other thoughts in his mind, and was about to step forward to meet him. At this time, Qin Haoxu said, "Sect Master, don't use a slaughtering knife to kill chickens. What qualifications do they have to challenge you? This battle, I will come first." Long Si snorted coldly and blurted out, "I'm here to challenge Qin Feng." "What are you?" Qin Zhu couldn't help but shout, "Be careful what you say. Qin Haoxu has repeatedly attacked the alien beasts that invaded China. I don't know how many people's lives he has protected. Could it be that he did not give you the slightest respect? Why, even Qin Feng dares to challenge, but doesn't dare to face Qin Haoxu. At least you have to prove that you have the strength, right?" Long Si narrowed his eyes, and after pondering for a while, said coldly, "That's fine. Your Qin family's immortal cultivators are just paper tigers. No matter how much they come, they are not my opponents." Qin Haoxu seized the opportunity and responded immediately, "Okay, then it's settled. This battle, I will come first." Qin Feng frowned slightly and whispered, "Haoxu, I can do it myself." "Brother Feng, don't worry, I won't win him," so as not to give the opponent an excuse, which is not good for Miss Yan. "But if you can't come up, take action. Even if I lose, it's better than yours. Let me come first." Several people in the nearby could hear the conversation between the two, and their expressions seemed particularly helpless. Qin Hao is only destined to lose when he learns it. I have to say that this matchup is too embarrassing. Even in the face of extremely vicious beasts, it will not be like this. It is a pity that Yan Xiao's life is in the hands of others. In the hands, there is absolutely nothing to do now. Soon, a circular empty field was deliberately avoided in the center of the crowd. Qin Heogsu and Long Si stood opposite each other point at the same time. There are also many network anchors who come here point after all. The popularity is different, and the attention you get when you broadcast live here will definitely be different point. Those people have already taken out the live broadcast equipment, and some people have quickly opened their mouths and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, my family members, I finally did not break my promise. Now I have arrived at the Cow Village in Luo City. Everyone look over there. The Qin family members, including Qin Feng, are all here, and those cultivators who challenge Qin Feng have already arrived. Don't worry, my family, the angle I'm looking for is absolutely perfect, and I'll definitely be able to watch a wonderful duel. Pay attention, you won't get lost. Little red heart, come and come, let's go." All kinds of voices sounded, and Long Si shook his head over there and said confidently, "Since I dare to come today, I have absolute certainty, and I don't need any referee arbitration. The decision of the outcome is very simple. At the end, whoever can still stand here, whoever is the final winner. Qin Heogsu, there is no one on your side. Point the problem? It won't be now, and you are afraid to fight against me." Chapter 309 Shameless without bottom line. Hearing Long Si's words, Qin Heogsu's face was gloomy, and all the Qin family members were extremely angry. Obviously, Long Si must have known about Yan Xiao's kidnapping, so he dared to be so reckless. Silently adjusted his breath. Qin Heogsu suppressed the anger in his heart and nodded. "Okay, just as you said. Okay, today I'll show you what a real immortal cultivator is, and lie down for me." When the words fell, Long Si suddenly charged up and rushed towards Qin Heogsu. It has to be said that after absorbing the spiritual energy between heaven and earth, Long Si has evolved from an ordinary person, and the speed of the entire impact is like lightning in a trance. At least in the eyes of ordinary people, this is already very remarkable. In the eyes of the Qin family, it is not enough to see. You must know that the opponents of the immortal cultivators in the Qin family were all extremely ferocious and tyrannical beasts. Qin Heogsu's figure suddenly flickered to the left. The aggressive Long Si didn't even touch the corner of Qin Heogsu's clothes. Long Si's face was a little embarrassed. He shouted very loudly just now. As a result, he was easily avoided by others. How could he bear it? B********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** continued to attack Qin Heotsu like crazy. However, Qin Heotsu did not choose to fight back from beginning to end, but kept dodging point. It was mainly Qin Heotsu who was worried that at Long C's level, if he counterattacked casually, he might have to finish the game. At that time, it would affect Yan Xiao's safety point. At this time, many anchors present were communicating with the audience in the live broadcast room. Family, what we are seeing now is Qin Heotsu versus Long C. You must be familiar with Qin Heotsu, right? When I killed alien beasts, I felt very fierce. After that, Long C absorbed the spiritual energy between heaven and earth. Look at it now. The appearance of Qin Heo is completely true. He is basically pressing and fighting. Qin Heotsu doesn't dare to fight back at all. Long C is getting more and more fierce. I know that there is a flash back and forth, but I don't have the courage to fight head on. It seems that there is a clear strength gap between the two. I don't know if it's because these anchors have a low level of strength and can't see it, or they deliberately set the rhythm. Anyway, in their mouths, Qin Heo's learning seems to be worthless. In the live broadcast room, there are also many people commenting. It seems that I really think highly of the immortal cultivators of the Qin family. I originally thought that the immortal cultivators of the Qin family were seniors after all. As a result, it looks like that is the case now. Don't talk about how many alien beasts the Qin family's cultivators have killed and how much safety they have protected. To put it bluntly, those alien beasts are just a little scary for ordinary people. It's impossible to make waves, and now Long C can beat Qin Heotsu down, which is the best proof. Trash. I didn't expect Qin Heotsu to be trash. If you want me to tell me, Qin Feng is even more useless. He doesn't even have the courage to take action. So send the next Qin Heo to learn to fight. More and more people began to question the immortal cultivators of the Qin family. Together with what Qin Feng said and did, they were questioned over and over again. Long Si was a little tired, but unfortunately, he couldn't even touch Qin Heoxu's clothes. Just stand for a while and then say aloud, "Everyone has seen that Qin Heoxu is not my opponent at all." Instead, he acts like a scoundrel and keeps evading. Since you don't have the courage to even fight, you should get out of the game and let Qin Feng end in person. Qin Zu couldn't help but retorted, "It's obviously because you are not strong enough that you can't even touch the corner of Heozu's clothes, and you brag about it." Unexpectedly, those who came to challenge all spoke up. It's just confounding black and white. Qin Heozu is like a lost dog. He knows how to avoid it. You are the most shameless. Not only is Qin Heozu shameless, I see, the entire Qin family is shameless. Qin Heozu keeps hiding like this. Even if he loses, let Qin Feng play. Yes, since Qin Heozu can't do it, let Qin Feng play. What kind of thing is hiding? Those people kept clamoring loudly. If they were replaced by the previous ones, they would not dare to do so, even if they had lent them 3 courage points. It's just that, because of Yan Xiao's incident, although the Qin family members are so angry, they can't do anything about it. Qin Heozu, are you alright? If you can't, get out of here. Yes, get off, get off. Those people's constant shouting is amazing. You don't need to think about it to know that these people must be organized and premeditated. Otherwise, it would be impossible to have the current effect. Qin family's reputation. Shut up. Qin Heozu exhaled and stood up in a trance point. Even if there were hundreds of people shouting at the same time, they were suppressed by Qin Heozu's voice alone. Long Si narrowed his eyes and said coldly, "Why? How can you do such a shameless thing without being told? You've been hiding for so long, and you've already lost. Hurry down and let Qin Feng come up." Squinting his eyes, Qin Heozu said coldly, "I don't want to hide. I said from the beginning that the winner will be determined if one of the two falls down. I'm still standing here now. HMPH, if you say no to hide, that's fine. Let's see how Grandpa will teach you a lesson." The moment the voice fell, there was no sign. Long Si suddenly rushed forward, which was a bit similar to a shameless sneak attack. A punch came. This time, Qin Heozu didn't hide or even counterattack. Boom. Long Si's heavy punch hit Qin Heozu hard. As a result, Qin Heozu still stood there calmly. Everyone was stunned. It seems Qin Heozu deliberately wanted to be beaten passively. Long Si didn't care about that and hit Qin Heozu's chest and face with heavy punches one after another. Bang bang bang. Qin Heozu stood there calmly, without dodging or taking half a step back, just being beaten passively. Long Si frowned slightly, but Qin Heozu had already said, "That's it? Well, this slap in the face is too painful." At the beginning, Qin Heo learned to dodge, and Long Si couldn't even touch the corners of his clothes. Now, he was beaten passively. As a result, Long Si felt tired and was beaten instead. Qin Heozu, who has not had any problems yet. Not only was Long Si's face dull, but those who came together to clamor to challenge Qin Feng were also a little embarrassed. At this time, I don't know who shouted, "Use weapons and see what else he is crazy about." Among the Qin family, many people changed their faces. Once they used weapons, Qin Heozu would be in danger. Chapter 310. Do you think this is the only way? When the Qin family was worried, they never thought that Long Si was still stubborn. "No, Rub, if I don't believe it, I won't kill him. Let me fall." The words fell, and Long Si fiercely attacked with both fists, hitting the temples on both sides of Qin Heozu's head. Boom. After the muffled sound, Qin Heozu's face paled a bit, but he still stood there. Hit hard. What is this kid pretending to do? Kill him. Those cultivators who came to challenge Qin Feng together kept clamoring. Long Si gritted his teeth and continued to attack. To be honest, after attacking for so long, Long Si felt tired again. The more he thought about it, the more angry he became. He didn't fight back at all. Those viewers in the live broadcast room were very puzzled. What's the situation? It's not like a duel, but more like a one-sided beating. Could it be that Qin Heozu knew that it was useless to shoot, so he just lay down? It's not quite right. Isn't it going to make Long Si even more angry? always feel that there seems to be a hidden secret here. Even if it is a hard fight, Qin Feng has fought hard for so long. If he really makes a move, wouldn't he have a chance to defeat Longxi? No. Matter what others think, the Qin family members are both angry and helpless. He knew very well in his heart that Qin Feng was delaying time by doing this, and did not want Qin Feng to go up and be humiliated. However, after a long time, Qin Feng would not be able to support it. At that moment, what should he do? Qin gritted his teeth and said, "Let me come," when brother Heozu can't hold on anymore. Obviously, Qin was going to succeed Qin Heozu, and would rather be passively beaten than let Qin Feng be humiliated. The other immortal practitioners of the Qin family immediately opened their mouths and said, "And I count me in. We Qin family, there are no cowards, and me." At this time, Qin Hanbo, who heard the news, hurried over there. When he was on the road, he had a general understanding of the whole thing, and he also knew that, because of Yan Xiao's matter, everything he did now was impossible. Seeing that Qin Feng's face was getting paler and paler, and he was still receiving continuous attacks, Qin Hanbo couldn't help sighing, and walked to Qin Feng's side. "Dad, you are here," Qin Feng said in a low voice. Qin Hanbo sighed again and said, "Xiaofeng, I know you feel bad, and I know what you are worried about, but there are some things. There is no way to have the best of both worlds. If I say this, I may be sorry for Yao's child, but the responsibility you bear, you should understand." Qin Feng was a little hesitant. After a while, he gritted his teeth and said, "Dad, I'm your son, you have to believe me." Wait. Qin Hanbo was anxious and blurted out, "It's already like this. I don't understand. What are you waiting for?" When the father and son were arguing, the mastermind behind the kidnapping of Yan Xiao was still following all the news from Dukao village through the live broadcast room. Seeing that Qin Feng was passively beaten all the time, a man in a black robe with a hoarse voice said coldly, "This Qin Feng is still thinking about delaying time. What's the point of doing this? Since the game has started, he can't help it. Bring Yan Xiao's mobile phone and I'll call Qin Feng again. I can't let him be so opportunistic." "Yes." Someone next to him responded, and soon, he took Yan Xiao's mobile phone. After dialing Qin Feng's phone number, the black-robed man suddenly blurted out, "Wrong. Boss, what's wrong?" Someone next to him asked. The black-robed man said in a hoarse voice that Qin Feng is still arguing with his father. Can't he feel the phone ringing? It stands to reason that Yan Xiao is in our hands. He will definitely pay attention to any news on the phone. This is not right. Is it possible? As soon as the words were said here, a very abrupt voice sounded. "You don't need to call. What's the matter that you can't say in person?" The faces of the men beside the man in black robe changed greatly, and then they shouted coldly, Who's talking?" At this time, a man walked out indifferently. Before that, although there were several people in the room, he never realized when this person came and where he was hiding. The black-robed man turned around, and his hoarse voice sounded a little surprised. It's you, Qin Feng." Looking forward, the man standing there calmly, with sword eyebrows and star eyes, always had a faint smile on the corner of his mouth. Not Qin Feng. Who else could it be? Not to mention Heavy Peo murmured his surprise. The other people beside him looked extremely surprised, and couldn't help but glanced at Qin Feng, who was still arguing with Qin Hanbo in the live broadcast room. An identical Qin Feng. This is so incredible. The black-robed man spoke up. "I understand. It seems that I underestimated the great sect master Qin, and almost forgot that you have a superb disguise technique. If I deduce it well, that Qin Feng in Dukao village is not you at all." Myself. The people around the man in black robe reacted at this time. Qin Feng deliberately used the disguise technique to make people believe that he was still in Dukao village, just to stabilize them and not harm Yan Xiao. "Arrived here unexpectedly. I thought that if Yan Xiao was kidnapped, Qin Feng could be manipulated at will, but now it seems that, since Qin Feng can be recognized as the #1 person in China and even the world, how could he only have that level?" The black-robed man said coldly again. "I still don't understand a little bit. How did you find this place?" "The place I chose is far from Dukao village, not to mention 108,000 miles. but the entire distance, including the environment in which it is located, is yours. Consciousness, you can't detect it at all. You have no reason to find this place. Qin Feng's expression remained unchanged, revealing a calm confidence. You don't need to know this, because since I'm here, then you deserve to die. A person who is going to die, why should you be curious about anything? The black-robed man sneered. His hoarse voice sounded particularly unpleasant. Boy, are you overconfident? You forgot, I still have the biggest trump card. Yan Xiao is in my hands. Unless you can ignore Yan Xiao's life or death, what are you going to fight with me? Qin Feng smiled indifferently, showing full confidence, faint, and a little bit of sunshine. Since I dare to appear here, do you think Yao might still be under your control? The face of the black-robed man suddenly changed greatly, listening to Qin Feng's meaning. It seems that Yan Xiao has been rescued. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 311, Meticulous to the Point of Terror. These people present are not only the idea of the black-robed man, but others are even more surprised. Point out of an instinct. Someone was already looking to the left. Point at this very moment. The black-robed man suddenly said, "Stop him, don't look there." By the time others reacted, it was over. Qin Feng's body, like an arrow from the string, suddenly rushed to the left. Others wanted to intercept it, but they couldn't. Point the black-robed man was faster than the people around him. But the moment his body rushed forward, the man in black robe had a long sword with awe-inspiring cold light in his hand. When his wrist was flipped, the sword energy was vertical and horizontal, and countless sword shadows exploded in an instant, surrounding Qin Feng's body. Qin Feng didn't mean to stop, just exhaled. Break. The right hand rises, and the void grabs. The golden light flickered, and then the trump card was already in hand. He swept his hand back, and the faint sound of breaking through the air sounded like a dragon roar. As soon as the trump card came out, with the momentum of Taishan pressing the top, the sword shadows that came in made a substantive shattering sound. Crack. In the blink of an eye, countless sword film shattered. The trump card is indomitable, and continues to approach. At this time, the man in black robe did not flinch. In order to stop Qin Feng from rushing forward, the long sword in his hand continued to press down with a whistling sound. When fighting the soul mace and the long sword in the opponent's hand, the peak rivalry. Crack. There was almost no stalemate, and the long sword shattered at the sound. Under the trump card, no matter how sharp it was far worse in terms of thickness, and it couldn't make any waves at all. The man in black robe could feel the explosive force on the dagger. At this time, the long sword was broken. If he didn't retreat, then he would use his flesh and blood to meet Qin Feng's full strength shot. In this case, there is no time for you to hesitate. The man retreated decisively, avoiding the follow-up attack. Qin Feng's body and speed were not affected by the shot, and the lightning moved forward. At that time, after Qin Feng arrived, he was not completely sure where Yan Xiao was being controlled and hidden, but when he opened his mouth, he confidently said that Yan Xiao had been rescued. Under normal circumstances, those people would definitely be surprised, and the instinctive movements of the body, looking to the left, completely revealed that where Yan Xiao was. The black-robed man reacted faster than others. Unfortunately, the man in black robe had no time to stop him. When Qin Feng took the lead, as soon as he came up. I must be angry in my heart. I didn't expect Qin Feng to have a face that was harmless to humans and animals. However, at the critical moment, he was very calm, and through careful thinking, he pinpointed where Yan Xiao was hiding. The next moment, boom. Qin Feng got up straight, and the door of the room on the left was kicked open. Yao, I'm here. For this sentence, Qin Feng has been waiting for 3 days. He knows how hesitant Yan Xiao is, who is in danger. Therefore, he must let Yan Xiao know at the first time that Qin Feng not only has not given up on her, but has already arrived. A cold voice sounded. Sect Master Qin is good at calculating, but unfortunately, you still missed a little. Why do you think that there is no one guarding Miss Yan's side? Qin Feng followed the voice and saw that Yan Xiao was tied to a chair with a black-robed man standing beside her. It seems that this group of people have a preference for black robes, and they all look like this. It's just that the man in front of him is a little short, holding a sharp short sword in his hand, which is forcing Yan Xiao's snow white neck. If you want Miss Yan to be safe and sound, then you can capture her. Sect Master Qin, you really shouldn't be here today. You just have to join in. Yan Xiao's beautiful eyes are not only tired, but also worried and helpless. To be honest, Yan Xiao is afraid of death, and even more afraid that she will never see Qin Feng. Yan Xiao is definitely not willing to sacrifice his life safety. At this time, Yan Xiao was under control. Qin Feng cast his arms against the mouse, and the black-robed man behind him had already brought his subordinates and rushed over aggressively. Normally, Qin Feng had only two options left. Either capture him without a hand and let others be slaughtered, hoping that the other party can spare Yan Xiao's life, or he will no longer have any scruples, and would rather watch Yan Xiao die in front of him, but also rise up to kill the enemy, and finally avenge Yan Xiao's bitterness. The black-robed man holding Yan Xiao looked like he was going to win, but he didn't expect that there was a sudden white lightning strike point. The speed is extremely fast, and it directly pounces on the man's arm holding the dagger. Everything happened so suddenly. The short black-robed man, in any case, never thought that besides Qin Feng, he would be attacked by other people. More importantly, when people were holding other people hostage. When they wanted to talk about conditions, they would encounter other attacks. At the moment of the attack, he instinctively hesitated whether to kill Yan Xiao or not. If you do that, there is no way to restrict Qin Feng. It was such a moment of hesitation that Qin Feng's speed was so fast that he became a teleportation office. But the ancient dragon, reborn in a trance at this moment, descended into the world and let out an earth-shattering dragon roar. I equals Ash. The sword energy is 30,000 miles across, and the cold light is dazzling and bright in Kaiju. As soon as the Langayan sword shot, it basically represented the ceiling of Qin Feng's combat power at this time, and the entire speed was too fast to be unbelievable. PFFT. Without having more time to react, the man in black robe held the wrist of the short sword and was hit by the dragon Yuan sword. Blood spurted, and when no pain was felt, the entire wrist had been severed. Qin Feng's suit followed, and Long Yuan sword lifted up, locking on the opponent's throat. The relatively short black-robed man only reacted at this time and tried his best to retreat. Otherwise, he would not only break a hand, but his entire life would be here. Back in the opposite direction, Qin Feng took the opportunity to step forward and stood beside Yan Xiao. At this moment, Yan Xiao's eyes are a little red, not sad, but a sense of happiness and security. She can't feel the fear of the past 3 days. As long as Qin Feng is standing by her side, even if the sea is flowing, can be fearless. Sorry, I'm late. When Qin Feng spoke, he had already cut off the rope on Yan Xiao's body and loosened the tape on his mouth. Yan Xiao shook her head. Her voice still had a unique sweetness. No, it's not too late. It's just right. When the two talk, their eyes meet each other, making the other people even more angry. It seems that there are only 2 of them left in the whole world, and the others are all ignored. Okay. Chapter 312. It is necessary to start killing. When Qin Feng and Yan Xiao were fighting each other, a man next to him gritted his teeth and felt that he was a single dog and suffered 10,000 points of critical damage. At this time, why not take advantage of Qin Feng's distraction to make a sneak attack? The speed was increased to the limit, and he tried his best to get close to Qin Feng. The sword energy was vertical and horizontal, and he came to Qin Feng's heart. Qin Feng was still looking at Yan Xiao, as if he didn't notice the sneak attack behind him. The man's face was filled with joy. Could it be that he was going to have shit luck, and the name of killing Qin Feng would fall on him? As he got closer and closer to Qin Feng's heart, the man became excited. At the moment, when he was about to be stabbed, Qin Feng still didn't look back, but stabbed the dragon Yuan sword with his backhand. But the sound of dragon roar resounded throughout the room again. The man's face changed wildly, and for a moment, he involuntarily had the illusion that it was not a sword, but a real dragon, which struck in an instant. PFFT. Without giving the man time to react, Long Yunjian pierced his heart with a sound. Qin Feng came first and killed the man. Blood spurted, and the expressions on other people's faces were unpredictable. The black-robed man with a hoarse voice shouted angrily, "What are you doing? Let's go together and kill him." Kill. The remaining 10 or so people roared and rushed forward together. Seeing that his companion was killed in the blink of an eye, other people also want to understand. If Qin Feng is killed by himself, it will be a fantasy. In this case, what is shameless and shameless, you must use the number of people advantage. Siege is the last word. Several long knives and long swords attacked Qin Feng from all directions. Yan Xiao kept looking at Qin Feng, as if she couldn't get enough of it, but after feeling the attack from the surrounding people, she still opened her mouth to remind, "Be careful." Qin Feng smiled. His voice was very gentle. "No, it should be said to be warm, like the spring breeze in March. Don't worry, I'll be fine." At the moment of speaking, Qin Feng suddenly raised his hand, but, with the roar like a dragon's roar, the dragon's yin sword rose again. Countless sword shadows stirred, accompanied by the flying sword flowers. At this moment, the sword energy was so majestic that it seemed to fill every inch of space. Those who attacked gasped. Before the shot, they tried their best to imagine Qin Feng's strength, but unfortunately, when Qin Feng counterattacked, they realized that they were still thinking too low. When, now that the shot has been taken, it is too late for those men to dodge again. The weapon in his hand collided with Jianying and Jianhua first, making a substantial sound. Crack. Immediately afterwards, the weapons in their hands shattered. Facing the Emperor's long iron sword, the swords in their hands were basically on the same level as broken copper and rotten iron. Don't even think about causing a storm. PFFT. The dragon yin sword in Qin Feng's hand, after shattering the weapons of those people, has no intention of being blocked or stagnant at all. There was almost no reaction time. At least 3 heads were slashed and flew out by the dragon yin sword. Blood from the neck. Do not splash out like money. Yan Xiao frowned slightly. In his impression, Qin Feng was the first time to take such a show of love, killing 3 times with one sword, which was extremely shocking. At the same time, Yan Xiao was a little excited and moved. She knew that Qin Feng was angry at this time, but it was because she was kidnapped that she became like this. From the side, Qin Feng really cared about herself. Crack. The weapons in the hands of the few remaining people were not spared and shattered. The faces of several men were extremely pale, as if they felt that the god of death was approaching. Qin Feng's strength was so powerful that it was not something they could contend against. I thought it was definitely going to die in Qin Feng's hands. Unexpectedly, there was a black fog surging behind him. Yan Xiao's pretty face suddenly changed, and she blurted out, "Qin Feng, be careful, those black mists can limit the spiritual energy in the body, making people weak." As she spoke, the black mist spread quickly. Seeing that Qin Feng and Yan Xiao were about to be surrounded and wrapped, Yan Xiao's pretty face changed. Reluctantly made a call to Qin Feng, reminding Qin Feng that, if he faces the same situation in the future, he must be careful of the dark fog. It's just that the other party shot too fast and didn't give Yan Xiao a chance to finish. Could it be that Qin Feng will repeat the same mistakes today? The next moment, around Qin Feng's body, a golden light flickered. Immediately after, the golden light turned into a colorful halo. The dark fog was completely broken by the colorful halo. Yan Xiao did not become as powerless as before. Yan Xiao, who is all over the country, no longer has a worried look on her pretty face. Since she is fine, Qin Feng is even less likely to have a problem. However, an unexpected scene happened. PFFT. Puff. Several men who participated in the siege of Qin Feng were pierced by sharp weapons one after another, and blood spattered. Bow, bow. Accompanied by the roar of the alien beast, the 2 men in black robes lost their original appearance, and in a blink of an eye, in the black mist, they turned into alien beasts, one big and one small, with 2 colorful heads that looked a bit like lions. Iconic horn, cold fangs. Those men's eyes were full of incredulity, and they never thought that they would die at the hands of our own people. The 2 alien beasts showed no mercy to those who helped them. They opened their mouths wide and devoured these people one after another, leaving not even a few pieces of bone scum. The surrounding black mist became dense again, and the overall momentum of the two alien beasts ushered in a sky-defying surge. Bow, bow. Along with the roar, the eyes of the two alien beasts turned blood red, and in the black mist, it was like a blood red lantern hanging, adding a bit of weirdness and terror. Yan Xiao frowned, thinking instinctively in her heart, sure enough, Qin Feng was right. Those so-called immortal cultivators who absorbed spiritual energy thought they could join forces with alien beasts, but after a long time of trouble, they just became alien beasts. Just food point. After devouring the immortal cultivator who absorbed the spiritual energy, the strength of the two alien beasts obviously ushered in a violent increase. Boom, boom. The walls of the room, where they were located, were overwhelmed and collapsed one after another because of the impact of the huge body of the alien beast. Blood red lantern-like eyes locked onto Qin Feng. Without any extra stay, two ferocious and violent beasts rushed towards Qin Feng and Yan Xiao, and in that posture, they were already regarded as the most delicious food. Food is like. Chapter 313, Sensibility and Reason. Facing the onslaught of the old man and the beast, Qin Feng did not look like he was retreating at all. Kill. He exhaled, and the trance and muffled thunder exploded in the room. Stepping on the right foot, accumulating power, the figure rises from the ground, shooting like a sharp arrow. Countless sword shadows swayed, followed by countless sword flowers blooming, and the shrill sound of the wind echoed the sound of Long Yin sword breaking through the air. At this moment, even if the legendary ancient dragon appeared, its roar was nothing but the same. In the blood-red eyes of the two alien beasts, there was a very humanized mood swing. The tyrannical aura displayed by Qin Feng was much stronger than the two alien beasts expected. At this moment, the two alien beasts even had the idea of avoiding the edge for a while. The brave one who meets on a narrow road wins, and it is impossible to retreat. The only way left is to confront Qin Feng head on. The mouth of the blood basin opened wide, and the roar was overwhelming. Then, the black mist condensed again, covering the surroundings of Qin Feng's body. At the beginning, Yan Xiao was restrained by the black mist, and had little resistance, so he was controlled by alien beasts and kidnapped here. Qin Feng is not afraid, since he can break the black fog the first time, he can break the second time. Open. The voice was calm, and there was no sign of hoarseness, but the voice steadily overshadowed the roar of the two alien beasts. First, the golden light flickered, followed by a colorful halo, which burst out in a short period of time. It seemed that there was an explosive force among the colorful. It was very gorgeous and dazzling. In just a few breaths before and after, the colorful halo completely suppressed the black fog. Fire. Qin Feng's voice sounded again, and the surrounding temperature soared in an instant, as if a stove was lit. Above the long iron sword, the rootless fire began to burn. That was Qin Feng's tyrannical aura again, communicating the supreme fire. But, at this moment, the long iron sword seems to have completely transformed into a fire dragon, attacking the two alien beasts relentlessly. After a short stalemate, the substantial energy around it was completely swallowed up by the fire dragon and shattered. Crack. The two alien beasts were forced to the ground by Qin Feng. With the two alien beasts as the center of the circle, the ground became overwhelmed and collapsed obviously, which is enough to show how overbearing Qin Feng's shot at this moment is. Break. The sound of thunder resounded through the night sky again. The roar of the two alien beasts has been completely suppressed. What is even more unexpected is that the Dragon Yin sword has ushered in a second acceleration now, to an indescribable level. Even if you want to avoid it now, the two alien beasts can't do it. The fangs rose, and the figure tried to gather strength, followed by both jumping. The two alien beasts wanted to confront Qin Feng head on. Qin Feng still had no intention of changing his moves or retreating. PFFT said. It was too late, but at that time, there was a crisp sound of sword energy piercing into the body. Then, the head of the alien beast on the left had already been shot with blood, and it looked like it didn't want money, and it quickly showed the effect of a fountain. The huge body swayed as if drunk. The long sword in Qin Feng's hand was once again vertical and horizontal, and suddenly swept across the 8 wastelands. The alien beast on the right had already wanted to hide, but couldn't, so he could only resist with his fangs. Crack. The sharp teeth collided with the long iron sword. Without any suspense, it collapsed at the sound, and did not even have any impact on the speed of the long iron sword. The sword key continued to be vertical and horizontal, and the subsequent alien beast had no angle and time to avoid. PFFT. Half of the head of the alien beast was slashed and flew out. The ink-colored liquid, the blood unique to the alien beast, shot out in a frenzied blast. It was naturally dead, and could no longer die. Qin Feng's body was dashing and elegant, and dexterously stepped back, without the slightest trace of the blood of alien beasts on his body. Point in a blink of an eye, Qin Feng was in front of Yan Xiao. Point there was a warm smile on his handsome face. It's completely safe now. Are you alright, Yan? Xiao tilted her head slightly, and the corner of her mouth was already smiling involuntarily. Her pretty face was absolutely too beautiful to describe. The voice has a unique sweetness. Of course I'm fine. Qin Feng breathed a sigh of relief, and touched Yan Xiao's smooth and slightly cold cheek. That's good. Otherwise, I will definitely feel bad about it. In the future, I will never let such a thing happen again, Yan. Xiao rested her head on Qin Feng's shoulder and said softly, don't force yourself. These things are sometimes unavoidable. Next time, if such a thing happens, remember, you must ensure your own safety first. Huaxia can be without Yan Xiao, but not without Qin Feng. Emotionally, I'm very happy that you can come to save me, but intellectually, I'm very clear in my heart that you're doing this completely wrong, and I'm not worth putting you in danger. Speaking of this, Yan Xiao was a little afraid in her heart. She was really worried that Qin Feng would be in crisis because of her own reasons. Qin Feng frowned slightly. His tone was as gentle as ever. I'm in love with you. You're my girlfriend. What's the rationale for talking to you? Remember, if something like this happens again in the future, no matter the cost, I will save you. This is me promise to you, Yan. Xiao's pretty face was full of emotion. She knew Qin Feng very well, and knew that this was not just talk. Qin Feng really did what he said. Qin Feng, thank you, I'm really happy, but, wanting to comfort one more sentence, Qin Feng has already spoken, and Yan Xiao will not be allowed to continue. Okay, don't worry, I know everything, before I decide to do it. However, I can't say more now. We must rush back to Dukao village. There are still things waiting for us to deal with. At this time, on the outskirts of Dukao village, Long Si made a frantic attack on Qin Haoxu, and Qin Haoxu was still in a passive state of being beaten. Qin Haoxu's face was very pale. What he didn't expect was that Long Si's face was even paler, and he was a little out of breath. He dared to be exhausted himself. What's even more unexpected is that until now, Long Si has not hit Qin Haoxu. For a moment, Long Si unconsciously thought that Qin Haoxu's face was pale and looked like he was going to fall down at any time. I gave hope, but the problem is that no matter how ruthless he is, Qin Haoxu is only a little short of being knocked down. At this time, some of those who came to challenge outside could not stand it anymore, and some people had already shouted, that kid is a tortoise. It's like he's carrying a shell. There's no way to go on like this. Long Si, listen to me, and directly use weapons to fall in love. The kung fu of speaking. A sharp long sword was thrown up by someone. Chapter 314. I don't know what to do. The immortal cultivators of the Qin family, watching Qin Haoxu never fighting back, were already distressed and angry, and at this time they couldn't help but say, if you don't want to be shameless, you are too embarrassed to challenge. We Qin family cultivators, you can't do it. If you don't fight back, it's time to use weapons? Even if you win, you'll be humiliated and thrown home long ago. Don't deceive people too much. Those so-called immortal cultivators who came to challenge also spoke shamelessly. A man is fighting for his wits, but not his strength. Besides, from the very beginning, he never said that weapons should not be used. Long Si, don't talk nonsense with him. This kid must be prepared. He is a tortoise V********** D with strong physical defense. No matter how crazy he delays time, don't give him another chance to delay. Qin Feng, aren't you the patriarch of the Qin family, or the suzerain? Don't you dare to stand up and say a word when you see your subordinates suffer for you. I C. This Qin Feng is the real tortoise B**********D and he dare not take action. D. Kept clamoring. First, he hoped that Long Si would quickly use weapons to eliminate Qin Heogsu. Another purpose was to stimulate Qin Feng to come forward. Before these people came, they got the news. Today's Qin Feng is not impossible to win, but dare not win. As long as Qin Feng ends, he is doomed to fail. At that time, Qin Feng's reputation will definitely drop to the bottom. As for what he said, can't absorb spiritual energy, naturally no one will care. Long Si, what are you still hesitating about? If you go on like this, you will really be exhausted. Once you use your weapons, no matter how you win, at least in the future, you Long Si defeated Qin Heogsu today. Yes, don't screw it, use weapons. Long Si gritted his teeth at this time, and it seemed that he was really anxious. There was no way, no matter who he was, facing an opponent who didn't fight back, he would be forcibly opened up, and he would definitely feel uncomfortable. Turning around, he picked up the long sword. Long Si looked at Qin Heogsu with a ferocious expression and shouted loudly, "Boy, you want to be a hero, right? Today I will give you a chance to go to Lord Yama to be a hero." Chuck. The long sword was unsheathed, and Long Si stabbed Qin Heogsu. Some of the Qin family members could not help but move forward, but Qin Heogsu gritted his teeth and shouted, "Others don't do it." The Qin family knew in their hearts that Qin Heogsu was worried that once other people took action, they would let them seize the control, saying that the Qin family's immortals were just trying to gain fame, and at a critical moment, they would only fight with more and less. Seeing the long sword piercing, at this moment, the sound of breaking the air sounded. Following that, a man's figure stood in front of Qin Heogsu like lightning. Under the watchful eyes of the public, the man greeted the long sword directly behind him, saying it was too late. It was fast. The long sword was shortening rapidly, and finally stopped in front of the clenched fist in the man's heart. It was only at this time that people could see clearly that the man who stood in front of Qin Heogsu just now was Qin Feng, the immortal cultivator of the Qin family, who had a belief-like existence. What made everyone's faces change even more was that Qin Feng couldn't intercept the sword just now, and was stabbed to the core. In the live broadcast room, I don't know how many people are paying attention to this showdown. Seeing Qin Feng suspected of being a Chinese sword, the comments immediately went crazy. Grass is just one word. I only say it once. That's the heart of the matter. Could it be that Qin Feng really died today? Qin Feng is going to die. To be honest, why do I feel a little cold in my heart? Although Qin Feng was scolded on the internet, Qin Feng had long been in existence in everyone's hearts since the invasion of alien beasts. Now that this kind of thing suddenly happened, others couldn't accept it. Some sharp-eyed people said, "I'll go." Qin Feng, who was in the Qin family, seems to be there just now. Could it be that I was blinded? For a moment, I saw the existence of two Qin Fengs. Now, it seems that the one has disappeared. It's so strange. I seem to have seen two Qin Fengs just now. Many people have doubts, but things happen too suddenly and too fast. Those who have doubts are also there to comfort themselves. It must be that the speed just now was too fast, so the phenomenon of dazzling appeared. There is obviously only one Qin Feng here. The alien beasts with different thoughts. Qin Feng at this time released the palm in front of his heart. Everyone squinted their eyes unconsciously and instinctively thought in their hearts that was the case. Pointing Qin Feng's palm, there were pieces of broken sword blades, which did not suffer any damage at all. That is to say, when Long Si just shot, Qin Feng had broken the long sword one after another and held it in his hand. The speed of the shots before and after was too fast, and others didn't react at all, and they didn't expect it to be like this. The look on Long Si's face was a little stunned, and then he turned cold and said, hearing Long Si's opening loudly, "Is this the so-called Qin family immortal cultivator? Do you want to fight with more and less, or Qin Feng, as a suzerain, personally come down and deal with me with Qin Heogsu?" The other challengers followed suit. It's too much. I didn't expect Qin Feng to be so shameless. Do you want to fight more with less? Let me tell you, even if the Qin family is large and powerful, we are not afraid. The Qin family is shameless. They have to beat more and less. The Qin family is shameless. Those people are deliberately setting the rhythm. In the live broadcast room, it is inevitable that some people will comment there. Qin Feng is really shameless, and he has to fight 2 for 1. It's disgusting. I really mistrusted the Qin family before, and my grandfather mistrusted Qin Feng. Of course, some rational people can't help but speak out. Why do you pretend to understand that today's incident is absolutely abnormal? That Qin Heoxu didn't fight back at all, and Long Si can't do anything about it. The immortal practitioners of the Qin family can use more to fight less. This matter is too strange. The immortal cultivators of the Qin family have also fought head-on with alien beasts. How can they not have any blood and let others bully them? Could it be some kind of conspiracy? Those challengers, shouting, are going too far. Regardless of the clamor of those people, Qin Feng said slowly, what you said also has some truth. I didn't dare to make a move just now. If that's the case, how about a draw between you and Heozu today? Long Si sneered. Tai. What kind of thing is Qin Heoxu, who deserves to be compared with me? It's not because of you that Qin Heoxu is dead now. Qin Feng's expression remained unchanged, and the tone of his speech had become a little cold. I advise you, take it as soon as you see it. Don't know how to live or die, and keep chatting there. In the end, the one who suffers will be you. Chapter 315 Not working. Long Si laughed and scoffed at Qin Feng's words just now. Ah. You threatening me, or scare me? I really thought I was scared. I said that Qin Heoxu is not worthy of being compared with me at all. If you insist on saying that there is no winner now, then continue to decide. A victory or defeat. With confidence in his heart, Long Si was not afraid at all, thinking that Qin Heo's learning was just being slaughtered by others. Qin Feng pondered for a while, then nodded. Okay, this is what I asked for. Remember, don't regret it. The voice just fell, and a sweet voice sounded. Qin Heoxu, show your strength. Don't let people look down on you. The Qin family members all showed expressions of surprise, and together with Qin Heoxu, they were already looking in the direction from which the voice came. Point not far away. There is a slender, alluring woman, not Yan Ziao. Who else could it be? Qinzu breathed a sigh of relief, with a subconscious smile on her face. Qin Heoxu pondered for a while, then smiled. Sister Yao, don't worry, I won't let you down. Those who came to challenge were a little bewildered. They didn't know that, because Yan Ziao was kidnapped, Qin Heoxu had never dared to take action. Now that Yan Ziao has been rescued by Qin Feng and is safe, what scruples does Qin Heoxu have? Long Si snorted coldly and continued to pretend. Qin Feng, you should get out of the way. You are still delaying time here. Are you trying to restore physical strength to Qin Heo? He is not my opponent at all. No matter how much thought you put into it, it is useless. Otherwise, you can just shoot. Let Lao Tzu teach you a lesson. Qin Heoxu never fought back, making Long Si inflated to such an extent that now, Qin Feng is no longer in the eye. Before Qin Feng could speak, Qin Heoxu's voice had already sounded coldly. Want to challenge Brother Feng? You go through my level first. Ah, what kind of thing are you? You dare to scream? Okay, I will send you to the west first. As soon as the words fell, Long Si took a long knife from his companion and rushed towards Qin Heoxu. Long Si also understood that it was completely unrealistic to beat Qin Heoxu with fists and feet. It may be yourself who is exhausted first. Point then don't learn to be polite with Qin Heo. Kill him first, and later, when others spread it, you won't care how you win. As long as you win, you will be bullied. Long Si was not excited. He felt that he would definitely be famous in the world, and in a blink of an eye, he approached Qin Heoxu, grabbed the long sword in both hands, and slashed fiercely. During the whole process, Qin Heoxu stood still and didn't move. Among the immortal cultivators of the Qin family, some could not help but start to worry. Although Yan Ziao has been rescued now, Qin Heoxu has no scruples. The problem is whether Qin Heoxu can resist the dragon after being beaten for so long in the early stage. Force attack. Soon, Qin Heoxu proved with practical actions that those worries were absolutely unnecessary. The arm suddenly rose, and the whole speed was so fast that Long Si could not see clearly. Everyone else is empty-handed. Starting from Qin Feng, it seems that the Qin family's immortal cultivators have a unique shot, but they are empty-handed. With extreme precision, Qin Heo learned to grasp the long knife that came from the split and followed, fighting with his wrists. Crack. Under the watchful eyes of the public, the long sword was overwhelmed and snapped. Long Si's face changed instantly. I am sloppy. What's the situation? Why did Qin Heoxu start fighting back? Fight back. Fight back. The problem is that, after attacking for so long, Qin Heoxu must be injured. Why is the shot still outrageous? At this moment, Long Si's heart has unconsciously begun to be afraid. Those challengers who were still clamoring for Long Si to get rid of Qin Heoxu quickly, and then let Qin Feng come to die. Their faces changed. They have found that Qin Heoxu's expression at this time is completely different, surprisingly resolute and decisive. Just, do you really think you can turn the sky over? The moment the words fell, Qin Heoxu suddenly punched. Long Si had tried his best to avoid it, but found out in desperation that Qin Heoxu's shooting speed didn't seem to be affected. Gritting his teeth, Long Si blocked it with his arms, wanting to resist Qin Heoxu's blow first. Boom. A heavy punch hit the arm, followed by click, and the sound of shattering bones sounded. What? Long Si couldn't help but let out an earth-shattering scream. It was too painful. How could this happen? Didn't all the immortal cultivators in the Qin family dare not do it? Now, suddenly it's different. I haven't figured it out yet. Qin Heoxu has already punched again. The first time, Long Si was quite reluctant to resist. This time, he was smashed into the air by a heavy punch, and the person was like a kite with a broken string, reaching the air. Puff. A mouthful of blood could not help spurting out of his mouth. And all of this was just the beginning point. Qin Heo learned to exert his strength, move forward, and punched one after another. Bang. Bang bang. Puff puff. Long's 4,200 pound body completely turned into a sandbag in the air. He was thrown out by the hammer, and he didn't even have a chance to land. And the blood was even more frantic. Those challengers, at this time, seem to have been used by the immobilization technique, let alone shouting. They have been shocked to the point of forgetting to breathe, and they stared blankly at the things that happened in front of them. Get out. Following Qin Heoxu's cold drink, he punched out again. Boom. Long Si's body flew more than 10 meters away and fell heavily on the ground. Boom. The ground vibrated, forming a big pit, which was enough to show the strength of the force. Some people looked at it subconsciously and found that Long Si's face was pale and unremarkable, and blood was constantly flowing from his mouth. It was as if he had been smashed into the ground, and he couldn't even move, let alone screaming. And sarcasm. Qin Heoxu slowly stood still, in a trance with a long spear that would never bend. As for knocking and killing him, it would be even more impossible. A calm voice sounded. I really don't understand. Who gave you the courage to scream like crazy? In the end, that's all. I gave you a chance, but unfortunately, you're useless at all. Long Si's whole body was in pain, but he couldn't do it if he wanted to pass out. At this moment, he had to admit that what Qin Feng said at the time was right. You really thought the Qin family was a soft persimmon? Can you pick it up at will? At that time, Qin Feng also said don't regret it. Now Long Si can't do it if he wants to be tough. He really regrets it, but the B*** D doesn't regret it. How could this happen? Didn't the Qin family dare not win? The others looked at each other in dismay. Until now, they have not recovered from their shock. Qin Feng's voice sounded indifferently. Now, I'll give you challengers a chance. Come, whoever wants to fight against me, just stand up. Chapter 316. The heart will not die until the Yellow River. The challengers who were still madly shouting about Qin Feng as a coward not long ago, and who dared not face them, were all silent. Uncles. The situation is not quite right. Isn't it said that the immortal cultivators of the Qin family don't dare to win? Looking at Qin Heoxu's appearance at the beginning, he did have a lot of scruples, but when he got to the back, he used Long Si as a sandbag. Even if the current Long Si is not dead, it is estimated that the whole is abolished. Once Qin Feng makes a move, in terms of hard power, there is no comparison at all. What can I do with this special meow? When the challengers hesitated, those who watched the live broadcast couldn't help but discuss, "I'm going. It's too brutal. I can see it clearly. Qin Feng is just teasing you. You seem to have a chance to beat them. In fact, you don't even have a chance of half a point. The strength of the immortal cultivators of the Qin family is still outrageously strong." I was thinking at the time, after all, the Qin family members are also the first to become immortal cultivators. It makes no sense that they will not be able to compare to those half-hearted people. The ideal is very full. The idea of destroying Qin Feng sounds exciting, but the reality is the backbone of the problem. Outside Dukao village, Qin Feng spoke loudly again. "Why aren't you here today to challenge me? Now, I'll give you a chance to get what you want, but don't you dare." The immortal cultivators of the Qin family were already very depressed. At this time, there was still anger in their hearts, and they also said, "Don't you think it's amazing? Now you're going to be a tortoise? I really thought my Qin family would be easy to bully, right? There is a way to stand up. Do you dare get out of here? If you don't dare." Among those challengers, someone couldn't help it and shouted loudly, "Don't be complacent. What's wrong with Qin Feng? I really think I'm afraid of him. What if I'm here to challenge?" Everyone in the Qin family was stunned for a while, but they really didn't expect that at this moment. There are still people who are not afraid of death. An even more unexpected thing happened. The first person's opening was like a horn sounded. Afterwards, someone followed. "I'm not afraid. Since I'm here today, I will definitely challenge. Come on. Since Qin Feng dares to accept the challenge, what am I afraid to do? Don't be afraid. Let's do it to the end." Qin Xiaoyu said in a puzzled way. Are these people crazy? At this time, Yan Xiao had already arrived in front of Qin Xiaoyu and other women, and said in a low voice, "They're crazy, and they're crazy about trying to be famous." Startled for a while, Qin Zhu reacted, "I understand. They didn't think they would be able to win my younger brother, but they wanted to take a gamble. In case of bad luck, and they really won, then defeating the title of the first person in China would be enough. It fell into his hands, and it's hard to think about it." Yan Xiao was smart and said again, "There's another point. They may not know that at the beginning. Because of me, Qin Feng is also a cultivator of the Qin family, so he will throw the rat against the mouse." In their thinking, maybe Qin Feng is just bluffing and does not dare to take action to win down. Anyway, no matter what, it's not a loss to them. This stop will eventually be fought. Although several women were constantly discussing, they didn't seem to be worried. Point after all, they knew Qin Feng's strength too well and were too confident. No matter how loud these people were, no matter how hard their mouths were, they couldn't be hard enough to beat their fists. Qin Feng smiled lightly and said slowly, "Okay, since you want to get this opportunity, I will fulfill you. Don't waste any time. If you want to challenge, let's go together. Qin Feng alone is enough to deal with you." When speaking, the voice is not particularly loud, but it can clearly reach the ears of everyone present. Point those challengers have unpredictable expressions, and some people feel extremely angry. They have seen crazy people, but they have never seen such crazy people. Qin Feng didn't think of them as human beings at all. The internet has already fried the pot. "I'm so arrogant." As expected of Qin Feng, he speaks very domineeringly. Is this too confident? Don't worry about Qin Feng's character, but I don't think anyone should question his strength, right? Don't forget, he is Qin Feng, the uncrowned king, the first person in the whole of China, or in other words, the world's recognized first person. How many years has passed? Has anyone beaten Qin Feng to this level? Indeed, when Wu is the first, Wu is the second, and powerful people have always been arrogant and will not be easily convinced by anyone. Under normal circumstances, they have to fight and compare. Qin Feng was recognized as the number one, but there was no controversy. The pursuit was to deal with extremely ferocious beasts several times, so that other people didn't even dare to question it. Those challengers outside Fairy Village didn't look very good looking. Gritting his teeth, one of the men shouted, "Okay, Qin Feng, we didn't want to take advantage of you at first, but what you just said was too wild. Since you want to pretend, be prepared to bear all the costs. Teach him a lesson." That's right, we didn't treat us as human at all. This is Kai Guoguo's humiliation. In this case, there is no need for us to be polite to them. Let Qin Feng understand what he said today. How ridiculous this is. Yes, let's go together. I still don't believe it. Can Qin Feng have 3 heads and 6 arms? Let's go together and teach him a lesson. Those challengers, constantly clamoring, can be described as excited. Kinzu curled her lips and said coldly, I said that I was filled with righteous indignation, but in fact, I just wanted to take this opportunity to form more fights and less fights. It sounds ugly. What is the difference between this and being a son of AB*****ch and setting up a Torii? It's ridiculous. No, there won't be any real people. Do you think that you are my brother Qin Feng's opponent? Even though the others kept shouting, Kinzu's voice alone completely suppressed all of them, so that everyone present could hear it clearly. The faces of dozens of challengers became even more ugly, but they pretended not to hear Kinzu's words, and instead looked at Qin Feng. Since you said that, you won't regret it now, will you? Qin Feng, if you are a man, just do what he says. Don't get ready to do it now. You're going to be a tortoise again. Qin Feng has a faint smile on his handsome face, but his words are loud and clear. What I said, Qin Feng, will never go unnoticed. Don't waste any more time. Let's go together. I'm still waiting to go back. 40. Chapter 317. Typical self-humiliation. Qin Feng said calmly. The lungs of those challengers were about to explode. Listen, people still have to wait. 40. Are you talking about people? We are going to challenge you. We can decide whether to win or lose, but also life and death. At this time, you can still remember the matter of drinking tea. You are so confident. Qin Feng hooked his fingers and said calmly, what are you waiting for? Let's go together. Grass, brothers, him, kill this pretender to death. Whoosh. Lala, the so-called immortal cultivator who was so angry with itchy teeth, rushed up frantically. The person who rushed up first was thrown out quickly. Qin Feng just raised his hand at will. Those people couldn't avoid it at all. Just like a little chick caught by an eagle. Followed, raised his hand and exerted strength. Boom. Regardless of the weight, the whole person is like a broken sack. In midair, the whole body is stiff and numb, unable to stabilize the body at all, and falls heavily on the ground. For a time, the dust was flying, and only mourning could be heard. Those who rushed up also had weapons in their hands, but unfortunately, in front of Qin Feng, it made no difference whether there were weapons or not. Crack. The long sword in his hand was directly broken, and it was thrown farther, and the fall was even worse, and even the blood spurted out of the mouth. After the whole person fell to the mouth ground, don't even think about getting up. Back and forth. No matter how ferocious the attack was, it couldn't hold up a single move in Qin Feng's hands. These so-called immortal cultivators could not help but begin to doubt life. What's the situation? It makes no sense. Everyone is a cultivator. Although Qin Feng has been a cultivator for a longer time, it makes no sense to be so much stronger than them, right? It seems that there is an old saying that is true. People are more dead than people, and goods are thrown away. What's even more incomprehensible is that the news is fake. Fake. Doesn't it mean that Qin Feng doesn't dare to do his best? Bullshit. They weren't done badly enough. The immortal cultivators of the Qin family were full of anger from the very beginning. At this time, when they saw Qin Feng showing off his skills, they all smiled and said, good fight. The sovereign is mighty. Obviously it's a native chicken. Do you really think you can do it? What do you think? As long as you have a normal mind, you wouldn't dare to challenge the sect master. Didn't you say it all? Their brains are just abnormal. While everyone was talking, some challengers shouted coldly, Qin Feng, give me death. When the voice fell, his eyes instantly turned blood red, and his whole body was filled with a majestic and incomparable aura. When these people attacked, the speed of the shots was faster and the moves were more severe. Many immortal cultivators from the Qin family turned serious. Obviously, these people are affected by the strife between heaven and earth, and their overall strength should be more tyrannical. Although they have confidence in Qin Feng's strength, it is a life and death struggle after all. If Qin Feng is in danger, then things just happened. Facts have proved that our worries about Qin Feng are superfluous. When those cultivators with blood-red eyes rushed towards Qin Feng did not retreat, but rushed forward against the trend. The whole person was about to become an afterimage. Following that, Qin Feng exhaled, break. With a grasp of the void, a golden light flickered, and the trump card was already in Qin Feng's hands. When the wrist was turned, the trump card suddenly fell. It looked like rain hitting a white sand beach. The speed was fast, the strength was strong, and the angle of attack was like an antelope hanging on its horns, leaving no trace. Bang bang bang. The immortal cultivator, whose eyes were blood red and fell into some kind of violent state, was hit by the trump card one after another. What the? Screams in his mouth were especially shrill. The chest, abdomen, and even the temples were successively hit by Qin Feng's daggers. Under normal circumstances, the critical positions were hit hard one after another, and the dead must not die again. However, when Qin Feng shot, he was very concerned about the strength. Control is the pinnacle. Those people just felt that the arrogant energy was flooded into their bodies, and the violent anger was completely suppressed. Bang bang bang. There were so-called immortal cultivators in succession, who were smashed and flew out by the soul mace. Until this time, there was still no one who could hold Qin Feng up. After those people fell to the ground, blood spurted wildly in their mouths, and the violence and blood red in their eyes had faded. In just a few minutes before and after, dozens of challengers, no matter what means they used, could not shake Qin Feng. At this time, there were still 2 or 3 people standing in front of Qin Feng. The expressions on their faces were extremely complicated, too fast. Before the few of them could react, there were fewer and fewer companions around. Want to rely on 2 or 3 of them to turn the situation around and defeat Qin Feng? I mean, it's better to just wash and sleep. One of the men took a deep breath and shouted, "Qin Feng, look at the trick." What he shouted was majestic, but he rushed forward for a few meters, and when he was about to approach Qin Feng, the man didn't hesitate and punched himself in the chest with his backhand. What the? Screams were earth-shattering, and the man took the opportunity to fly backwards and smash to the ground. In the end, how much power can you use to do it yourself? However, the man just lay on the ground and said nothing. Everyone in the Qin family was stunned. Damn it, how could it still be like this? Yan Xiao was naturally not worried about Qin Feng at all. Seeing this scene, she couldn't help laughing and said, "The acting is a little exaggerated." Qinzu and the others couldn't help but laugh, as if they were watching a joke. The remaining 2 so-called immortal practitioners are blessed with souls, and they all follow the same pattern. They seem to be fierce and not afraid of death. In the blink of an eye, they gave themselves a shot and then fell to the ground exaggeratedly. Anyway, don't care. Like, it just doesn't get up. Qin Feng almost laughed and didn't bother to pay attention to these people or even to look at the other challengers who were lying on the ground and screaming constantly. Turning around calmly, it gives people the feeling of being unspeakably chic and elegant. Walking calmly to Yan Xiao's side, Qin Feng's smile was still as soft and warm as the spring breeze. Let's go back 40. Slightly tilting her head, Yan Xiao also had a smile on her face. Nodding his head, he replied in a sweet voice, "It is good." The 2 held hands and, accompanied by other immortal cultivators from the Qin family, turned around and walked into Dukao village without anyone else to take care of the so-called challengers. People who have been following this showdown through the live broadcast have long been shocked and left comments there. Grass, who can tell me, is this a dream? Just one word, I only say it once. What? About the promised duel, the promised battle? I waited for so long, but in the end I ate a lot of dog food. Qin Feng and Yan Xiao laughed and called a bright sunshine, hurting singles like me. Dog, do they really think it's appropriate? I seriously protest. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 318. I would have been to the bright moon. The challenge was aggressive and dynamic, and it ended like a farce. In the final analysis, Qin Feng was still too strong, making those challengers feel that none of them could fight. The popularity of the topic is not generally high, and it quickly rushed to the top of the hot search sect. Master Qin Feng made a strong move, defeating all challenges with one enemy and 100 immortal. Cultivators also need to look at their strength. Without capital, you can't be mad. Qin Feng fought the challenger and won. There are some exaggerated titles and some are quite satisfactory. However, more and more people are paying attention to this matter. Soon, a new round of discussion was sparked. If you want me to say it, what sect Master Qin Feng said may be right. Those so-called immortal cultivators are not opponents at all. Perhaps, they have really embarked on a crooked path. I also have this feeling, especially for some of the challengers. Their eyes became blood red, and the hostility all over their bodies made people feel terrible. Sect. Master Qin Feng is the one who guarded Huaxia. What he said must have his opinions and plans. The wind direction is a little changed, and others are a little afraid to blindly absorb the spiritual energy between heaven and earth. However, soon a different voice sounded. It's normal to lose. How long did Qin Feng and the Qin family immortal cultivators improve their strength? How long did it take for the later immortal cultivators to improve their cultivation? This is not a fair and equal duel, it's just the beginning. It's definitely impossible to compare, but as time goes on, those cultivators may also come to the top. If we don't absorb spiritual energy and become immortal cultivators, then we can only face the wanton attacks and persecution of alien beasts, but there is no way to do it. Is all this what you want to see happen? Most importantly, from the beginning to the end, have you ever seen the relevant departments of Huaxia come out and call on people not to absorb the spiritual energy? No. From the beginning to the present, there has never been any. If there is really a risk, the relevant departments of China will. Can't you see it? It makes sense. I think Qin Feng is just bullying the small, relying on him to become an immortal cultivator early, so he is aggressive and doesn't want to give the latecomers a chance. In the final analysis, after everyone can become a cultivator, the status of the Qin family in China is not so important. Until now, I still think that we should boldly absorb spiritual energy so that we can fight against alien beasts. Some Qin family members in Dukao village have been paying attention to this matter soon. The news was aggregated to Qin Feng's side. Sect. Master, although there are challenges, there are still many people who still feel that absorbing spiritual energy will help them even more. Qin Zhu looked puzzled and blurted out, are they still obsessed? Qin Heoxu sighed and followed, it's really hopeless. I sometimes don't understand. What are they thinking? In Huaxia, which time the alien beast invaded, it was not my Qin family who sacrificed their lives to protect everyone's safety and kill those who invaded. Alien beasts, why do they think we will harm them? Ye Kai and Qian looked a little complicated, sighed and said, perhaps I have the most say in this matter. At the beginning, I also felt that what Brother Qin Feng said was wrong. That was because, after absorbing the spiritual energy, you can clearly feel the change in strength, feel the whole body. They have become domineering and powerful. When you suddenly become like this from an ordinary person, you will inevitably feel very happy, and you will stop thinking about other things. Gradually, you will feel that what Brother Qin Feng said is just alarmist. Everyone fell silent, and they had to say that Ye Kai and Qian's words reminded them that each person's position and standing angle are different, and then the final view of the matter will definitely be different. For a while, the Qin family looked at Qin Feng. What should be done in the end? Qin Feng must still make up his mind point. After pondering for a while, Qin Feng was not as angry as he expected. The voice remained calm. Don't think too much, do your own thing first. Although it doesn't have much effect, if you explain it now, you should try your best to do it. I believe that one day, everyone will be able to wake up. Of course, Qin Feng didn't say a word in front of everyone. If everyone wants to wake up, I'm afraid they will pay a certain price. There is no way. Sometimes, only when they hit the south wall will people think about turning back. The Qin family members who were present knew that there was no point in talking about it, and Yan Xiao had just been rescued back to Dukao village. She must have something to say to Qin Feng. They are staying here, and they will continue to be light and electric bulbs after that. They began to say goodbye. When only Qin Feng and Yan Xiao were left. The atmosphere became softer. Yan Ziao, the alluring country and city, speaks with a unique sweetness in her voice. Although you said those words just now, I still think you may be uncomfortable. I don't know how to persuade you. Perhaps I'm too stupid. When the little girl spoke, she frowned slightly, a little helpless and remorseful. After smiling, Qin Feng said, "This matter has nothing to do with you. Why do you need to blame yourself and feel guilty? To be honest, I have a feeling that I would have my heart for the bright moon, but the bright moon illuminates the ditch. But I'm not too angry. Wait, I don't believe that after the fusion of the two worlds, it will become so calm. Next, something will definitely happen. As long as we remain vigilant enough, sooner or later, people will believe that the spiritual energy before the heaven and the earth will become rich. It's not necessarily a good thing." Yan Ziao breathed a sigh of relief and smiled. "You can think about it in your heart. This trivial matter won't make me tangled, but it's you. You must be careful in the future." "I understand. I will definitely take good care of myself." Yan Ziao's pretty face was a little hesitant as she spoke. Qin Feng asked strangely, "If you want to say something, just say it directly. Before we don't need to hide it and be polite. It's nothing. It's just that, when you saved me, I wanted to say, this time, you saved me with your life. Then, after that, you should cherish me as much as possible, okay?" After Yan Ziao finished speaking, her pretty face was a little red, and she was even more beautiful. The most shy Mo Yang was even more touching. Qin Feng pondered, smiled, and nodded. "Of course I will cherish you, and, as I said, in the future, I will never let such a thing happen again. I would rather put myself in danger than have you in any danger. At least, I can deal with it, and you shouldn't be involved in these sinister things." Chapter 319 Constant Suspicion. Looking at Qin Feng's warm smile, Yan Ziao couldn't help but tremble. There is no way. They all say that there is Zishi in the eyes of lovers. The former Yan Ziao didn't believe it very much. Now, she really believes it. Qin Feng is handsome and handsome. After the two confirmed their relationship, they felt Qin Feng's temperament, appearance, completely grows in his own aesthetics. The more he looks, the better he looks. Taking a deep breath, Yan Ziao said with slightly red cheeks, "I'm very happy to hear what you said, but there are some things that I have to explain to you in advance. Tell me, I'm listening." Qin Feng smiled unabated, with a bit of doting. "I am also an immortal cultivator, and it is not that I have no ability to protect myself. Moreover, now that alien beasts have invaded, the fusion of the two worlds has happened. The previous life cannot be returned in a short time. Each of us must learn, be strong and work hard. In the end, I'm your girlfriend, but I never want to be your drag. In that case, I'll look down on myself instead." Qin Feng fell silent. Yan Ziao looked at Qin Feng's face and felt a little uneasy. What I say, you don't like it, right?" Qin Feng waved his hand and interrupted Yan Ziao with a smile. "There's nothing I don't like. I thought about it seriously just now. You are right. If you always feel like a drag between the two of us, you will be more careful in front of me from now on. Our relationship, feelings, will be affected to a certain extent. Also, everyone is an independent individual. I shouldn't force you to live what kind of life, just because you are my girlfriend. Don't worry, I will try my best to support you in whatever you do." Yan Ziao breathed a sigh of relief and smiled. "Qin Feng, thank you. Between the two of us, there is no need to say thank you. However, I really don't want to hit you. With your current strength, it is not enough to deal with all dangers." Yan Ziao was not disappointed or angry, but nodded. "I know. So, I have been working hard to improve my strength, and I have never slackened. I believe that one day, I will be able to help you in an upright manner, not your drag. Well, you can understand." The two looked at each other and smiled. There was no estrangement, because of the things they were talking about. Qin Feng was thinking, maybe, he really should think of a way, not only to let Yan Ziao, but also to let the Qin family members. In terms of strength, there must be an improvement. Otherwise, no one can be sure that there will be no accidents in the however following turmoil. Qin Ya had a similar idea back then. Qin Feng asked about the system. There are also methods Either the cultivator is sent to the supreme secret realm, and cultivation in it can achieve twice the result with half the effort. There are many dangers involved. There is another method, which is to let the cultivator enter the Shinyuan Baoding to quench the pulse and refine the body point. It is the expansion of the veins, which absorbs the spiritual energy of the world faster, but the process of refining the body is very painful, and it is impossible to be sure now point whether the previous aura will have a bad influence. When Qin Feng is ready to have time, he will try it himself first, only to make sure that there are no problems. Then he will tell Yan Xiao and the Qin family point for a few days after those challenges were defeated. The wind was still fairly smooth. It's just that, when the Mid-Autumn Festival is approaching, not only China, but the whole world, there are many places with large areas of dissimilarity. In the sky, there are dense clouds, and there is a constant tendency to condense into a sea of clouds. Today's people are no strangers to these alien forms. Normally, they are all signs of alien beasts coming and going. The immortal practitioners of the Qin family, including Qin Feng, have also felt that something unusual happened. Very consciously, the first few immortal cultivators have gathered at the competition arena, waiting for Qin Feng's deployment at any time to deal with the possible invasion of alien beasts. However, after waiting for nearly a day, nothing was arranged. The immortal cultivators of the Qin family couldn't understand it, and they started to discuss with each other. What's the situation? Logically speaking, shouldn't a city with a different appearance ask my Qin family for help? Yeah, I'm all ready. It is said that this time, there will be another abnormality in Huaxia Kyoto. Maybe there will be an invasion of alien beasts. As long as there is an abnormal situation, emergency responses have been activated one after another. But why haven't we heard anything from the Qin family? It can't be that the sect master is angry because of what happened a few times before, and he doesn't want us to take action this time, right? Don't talk nonsense. Once the alien beast invades, it will cause a lot of casualties. It is impossible for the sect master to ignore those innocent people because he is angry. There must be a problem here. While everyone was talking, I don't know who shouted, "The sovereign is here." The immortal cultivators of the Qin family in the competition field immediately stopped talking and discussing, and looked along the way they came. Sure enough, Qin Feng came slowly. Even though Qin Feng dresses casually, the dusty temperament makes no one dare to underestimate him. "Hello, sovereign." The immortal cultivators of the Qin family who were present began to speak. Qin Feng waved his hand and said slowly, "I know what everyone is wondering. I can tell you in a responsible manner. Since this morning, the abnormal phase has gradually formed. So far, my Qin family has not received any help." Hearing this, many people present were stunned. Although some of them had already thought of this possibility, they still felt a little incredible when they heard Qin Feng personally confirm it. "Sect Master, do you mean that this time, they will use those who have absorbed the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, and become so-called immortal cultivators, to deal with the invasion of alien beasts?" Qin Feng pondered for a while, and said slowly, "It hasn't happened yet, and I can't be sure, but maybe this is a possibility." Everyone's faces became complicated, and they were a little confused. They didn't know when they were regarded as heroes of the Qin family's immortal cultivators, but they began to suffer suspicion. Some people have already said angrily, "If that's the case, let's just wait and see what happens. Don't worry about that." Vertical bar, that's right. A dog bites Lu Dongbin. We don't know the good heart. We don't need to put our hot face on other people's cold day asterisk asterisk. Yes, just don't care. Anyway, we are in Dukao village. If the suzerain is there, it is safe. No matter what he will look like outside, we don't care. The province is still misunderstood, and I feel aggrieved and angry. Well said. This time, no matter how ferocious the alien beast invades, we don't care. We can drop whatever we love. Chapter 320th. Watch the change. Qin Feng was excited when he saw the clansmen below, and obviously really didn't want to worry about the invasion of alien beasts. With the strength of the immortal cultivators of the Qin family, if they want to ensure the safety of Dukao village, there must be no problem. Let them work hard to protect the entire China from being invaded by alien beasts, but they have to suffer all kinds of suspicion. As for S**X, the Qin family must be uncomfortable. After talking, everyone's eyes finally focused on Qin Feng. No matter how lively they clamored, it was of no use. In the end, it was up to Qin Feng to see what he thought and what decision he made. Qin opened his mouth and said, "Sect Master, please say something. We are not greedy for life and fear of death. We just feel that some things are not worth doing. Yes, why should we sacrifice lives to deal with alien beasts and bear the infamy? I feel uncomfortable." Everyone feels uncomfortable. There is no reason for this. Qin Feng waved his hand, and the few people who were still talking suddenly stopped. It has to be said that Qin Feng has an absolute deterrent among the Qin family. I understand everyone's feelings. Since we didn't receive any help this time, let's stay in the village first to ensure our own safety. Everyone was stunned. To be honest, although they complained, they never expected that Qin Feng would agree and support their ideas then. Everyone's faces were a little excited. Okay, let's listen to the sect master. This time we don't care about anything, and we will ensure the safety of our Dukao village. Everyone should do whatever they want, no matter what. After receiving Qin Feng's words, the immortal cultivators of the Qin family went to work on their own affairs. It seemed that they were really heartbroken and did not want to worry about the invasion of alien beasts. At this moment, among the cities where dissimilarity occurs, the most busy are those streamers who want to gain traffic. Hello, Old Iron, my family. I'm a Tao. Now in southern Sichuan, I can see the sky is cloudy and there may be an invasion of alien beasts. Family, I'm in Lubei City, and I'm going to live broadcast the whole thing about this alien invasion. I hope everyone will pay attention and don't get lost. Brother, Zinayang, get eternal life. Hello everyone, I'm Ayang, in Jixiang City. The whole process is live, and now the vortex of the Sea of Clouds has a tendency to become faster. I'm not sure when will alien beasts invade. All family members, click little red heart, click to follow. I will take you on an adventure. A lot of anchors began to pay attention to this incident. Originally, the invasion of alien beasts was easy for people to pay attention to, and pay attention to. Now, I don't know how many people began to pour into each live broadcast room one after another. Many people commented, "It's not over. Alien beasts are going to invade again. When will this day be over? It can't be that we all have to live in the shadow of alien beasts in the future." However, don't panic, everyone. Isn't there a cultivator from the Qin family? Grass. If you don't say this, I forgot it. It seems that so far, no trace of the immortals of the Qin family has been found in the cities where there is an abnormality. Let me go. It's true or false. It stands to reason that with the speed of the immortals of the Qin family, this time should have arrived long ago, so be prepared. As the discussion continued, a terrifying thought began to emerge. General, can't the Qin family just stand by and watch? I'll go. It's really possible that the immortal cultivators of the Qin family feel wronged. Should they not care about the lives of ordinary people? Why aren't the immortals of the Qin family still here? They won't really care, right? On the internet, those who scolded the immortals of the Qin family, and even those who scolded Qin Feng the most, felt secretly frightened at this time, but turned their heads and left messages there. The immortals of the Qin family must be magnanimous and will not ignore us. That is the invasion of alien beasts. Only the immortals of the Qin family can resist. Isn't there other immortal cultivators? After absorbing the spiritual energy between heaven and earth, they have the power to fight even against alien beasts. You can pull it down. You are village netcom? I haven't heard of it. Not long ago, dozens of so-called immortal cultivators joined forces to challenge Sect Master Qin Feng in Dukao village. As a result, no one could take over Sect Master Qin Feng's move. Relying on them to face the invasion of alien beasts is definitely not good. The discussion on the internet is in full swing, and many people have begun to call for the immortals of the Qin family to quickly appear in various cities that may be invaded by alien beasts. Otherwise, they will inevitably feel uneasy. Yan Xiao was also paying attention to the news on the internet. After thinking about it, she couldn't help but go to Qin Feng point at this time. Qin Feng was closing his eyes in the room and resting. Yan Xiao knocked on the door and walked in. Seeing Qin Feng raised her head, those bright eyes like stars made Yan Xiao feel a stagnation in her heart. She instinctively thought, I have good eyesight. Look, the boyfriend I chose, why is that? It's beautiful point of course, this is what I think about in my heart, and I must be embarrassed to say it face to face. Qin Feng smiled, and said in a gentle voice, has been arranged at home? Uncle Aunt isn't worried about anything, right? Yan Xiao felt warm in her heart, and said, my parents are both in Ducal village, and some of the family's main relatives and friends have also taken over. In this case, it is better to be careful. No matter what, it is not as safe as Ducal village anywhere. It's all set. What, do you have something to do with me? Yan Xiao tilted her head slightly and said playfully, why, listen to what you mean. Can't I find you if I'm okay? Qin Feng smiled, feeling that Yan Xiao's deliberately looking for trouble now is also full of cute and unique style. How could it be, just sit down and talk with you? Yan Xiao, who was all over the country, sat down and smiled bitterly. Well, I really have something to do. I didn't mean to go around with you, I just wanted to ask you something, otherwise, I always feel uneasy in my heart. Qin Feng smiled, and his voice became more and more gentle, just ask. As I said, we don't need to be so polite when talking between the two of us. Yan Xiao took a deep breath and finally couldn't help but ask, if alien beasts invade and cause casualties, will you really ignore it this time? Qin Feng fell silent, not expecting that Yan Xiao would discuss this issue with him. After a while, Qin Feng did not answer, but instead asked, do you think I should take care of it? If it was someone else, Yan Xiao would go back. I asked you, or you asked me, but Qin Feng was the one who asked the question in front of him. Yan Xiao knew that he wanted to hear his own opinions. After thinking about it, Yan Xiao's pretty face was a little helpless and tangled, as if for a while, she really didn't know how to answer Qin Feng's question. Chapter 321 looks different. Yan Xiao thought for a while and sighed. Qin Feng smiled and said slowly, if this problem makes you so entangled, then don't think about it, why waste that mind? Yan Xiao spoke at this moment. It's still up to you in the end. Qin Feng was stunned, and he was a little surprised by this answer. I didn't expect that you would say that. Could it be that they are constantly suspicious, constantly trying to weaken the influence of the Qin family, and madly pouring dirty water on me? In this case, you are still. Do you want me to take care of it? Yan Xiao looked at Qin Feng, her pretty face a little distressed. Qin Feng, you may think that I don't know you well. In fact, no. From the first time I met you, I knew you were cold on the outside and hot on the inside. Indeed, you can leave it alone. Point in that case, with you and other immortal cultivators in the Qin family, our Ducal village will still be like a paradise, and won't suffer any danger. However, when those alien beasts are in the city wreaking havoc, reaping people's lives crazily, leaving countless wives and families separated, and families destroyed, at that time, will you really turn a blind eye? Qin Feng fell silent. He had to admit that, if something like what Yan Xiao said happened, he couldn't turn a blind eye. If you really don't care, you will definitely regret it in the future, and you will even feel that this is a debt of conscience that you have been carrying. Point. If you are going to fight against alien beasts, I will definitely worry about your safety in my heart, but I don't want to. You have a debt of conscience that you will never be able to repay in your entire life. Qin Feng looked at the pretty Yan Xiao, and after a while, he finally sighed. I shouldn't have asked you this question. Indeed, you know me better than I imagined, and this matter has to be dealt with in the end. The day I became an immortal cultivator, I felt that I had a mission, and it was impossible to let those strange people go. Beasts are ravaging. When Qin Feng awakened the system in his body, after so many years, he understood this matter, and he could not stay out of it, no matter what. Point. Yan Xiao smiled, like a spring flower blooming, extremely beautiful. This is the Qin Feng I know, and this is the Qin Feng I like. The two looked at each other and smiled, their hands clenched tightly, enjoying the rare silence. Point. In many cities, the disparity in the sky has become more and more obvious. Look, it's the sea of clouds. The speed is getting faster and faster. The alien beast is really coming. As The vortex of the sea of clouds in the sky is getting faster and faster. The nearby high-rise buildings have begun to shake. The powerful absorption force continued to condense, making those tall buildings that were incomparably heavy to become like leaves in the wind. Boom. The tall building closest to the sea of clouds vortex collapsed in response to the sound, and the dust was flying, and the momentum was extremely amazing. The crowd who saw this scene in the distance couldn't help but exclaimed one after another. Fortunately, when there was an abnormality in the sky, the crowds in the nearby buildings were evacuated. Now, no casualties have been caused. However, the sense of oppression they felt became stronger and stronger, and everyone began to feel in their hearts repressed. Bow, bow. The deafening roar began to stir, and many of the crowds in the city had turned pale. It was not the first time they had faced this situation. They knew that this was the coming of a strange beast. Until now, in various cities, there have not been any immortal practitioners from the Qin family. Those who are concerned about the invasion of alien beasts on the internet have long been fried. I'm grass. Alien beasts are coming. The invasion of alien beasts has never been the most terrifying thing. There is no immortal cultivator from the Qin family. This is the most terrifying thing. What about the immortal cultivators of the Qin family? No, they don't really care about the invasion of alien beasts, right? No, this is the life of thousands of people. Are the immortal cultivators of the Qin family really that hard-hearted? Crack. During the discussion, the sky above many cities seemed to explode with thunderclap. A similar sea of clouds vortex in the sky. A crack suddenly appeared in a trance, and the roar of the alien beast became clearer and clearer. Immediately afterwards, there were already huge and oppressive alien beasts emerging from the cracks in the capital of China. There is also a sea of clouds vortex, and cracks have also occurred. The roar of the alien beast is very clear. The last time, people panicked in their hearts, but they had the help of the immortal cultivators of the Qin family to turn the tide. This time, everyone was even more panicked. So far, strange beasts have appeared in such an important city as China, but there is no sign of the Qin family immortal cultivator. Everyone couldn't help but feel uneasy. At this time, starting from Huaxia Kyoto, silhouettes with cold weapons appeared one after another. Instantly started talking about, oh, that was to become an immortal cultivator after absorbing the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, right? The immortal cultivators of the Qin family did not appear, but we are not abandoned. There is still hope. Yes, don't panic. In other countries, there are no immortal cultivators from the Qin family, but there have been several invasions of alien beasts. All fights are won. Look, other immortal cultivators have appeared. It seems that there are at least nearly 2,000 immortal cultivators in the capital. Don't be afraid now. Not only Kyoto, but other cities in China. There are also immortal cultivators. Because I was too nervous, I almost forgot that the Qin family is no longer Huaxia's only hope, and there are other immortal cultivators who will fight against alien beasts. In the cities where alien beasts invaded, immortal cultivators appeared one after another. The timing of their appearance was very suitable, and, instead of fighting alone, they were all gathered together, obviously organized and arranged. Although the immortal cultivators of the Qin family stayed in Dukao village and said they would no longer pay attention to this matter, they were still worried about the ravages of alien beasts in their bones. Most of them were secretly concerned about the invasion of alien beasts thing. After seeing other immortal cultivators appearing, many of the Qin family's expressions couldn't help but change. Qinzu sighed and couldn't help but said, I finally understand. No wonder Wuhua rarely comes to Dukao village recently. It seems that our Qin family is not only envied by others, but also distrusted by others. In secret, I don't know how many people have absorbed spiritual energy. I became an immortal cultivator in order to deal with alien beasts this time. That is to say, Huaxia has made preparations that we no longer need our Qin family to take action. Yan Xiao was also paying attention to what was going on outside. When she saw those immortal cultivators appear, she couldn't help but glance at Qin Feng. At this time, Qin Feng's face had a rare solemnity. After a while, Qin Feng sighed and said slowly, the wind is blowing. What should come will come eventually, but this time the wind and rain are much bigger than expected. Chapter 322. Is it like a broken bamboo? Yan Xiao's pretty face changed slightly, but she was not stupid. On the contrary, Bingsu was smart. How could she not hear the pun in Qin Feng's words? This time the invasion of alien beasts was obviously not easy. When the two were worried, in various cities, those immortal cultivators who absorbed the spiritual energy between heaven and earth had already fought fiercely with ferocious alien beasts. Kill, thou, all. The immortal cultivators had an awe-inspiring fighting spirit. The size of those alien beasts is about 10 meters, and they look more ferocious than the original alien beasts. Boom, wherever they passed, high-rise buildings could not withstand the strong impact force, and collapsed one after another. Those cultivators were also not afraid. But the sound of weapons being unsheathed sounded one after another, and in just an instant, people were transported from modern life to the era of extremely cold weapons. The sword key is vertical and horizontal, and the killing is decisive. Hey, the alien beast that charged at the front did not react at all, and was pierced by the weapons in the hands of those cultivators. The ink-colored blood unique to the beast shot out. Ahum. The wailing of the beast resounded throughout the city. The people who were watching the fight all the time breathed a sigh of relief in an instant, and the expressions on their faces basically became quite excited. It's done. It's done. I was worried just now whether these immortal cultivators can defeat the alien beasts. Now it seems that there is no problem at all. I am mighty in China. With these immortal cultivators going forward, no matter how cruel the beast is, it will not cause any big waves. Kill all these beasts, kill all these beasts. We can return to our original life. In the cities where alien beasts invaded, similar scenes were repeated almost constantly. These alien beasts suffered heavy casualties under the strong attack of immortal cultivators. Of course, there were also individual cultivators who couldn't escape and suffered some injuries, but on the whole, they were all within the controllable range. In Ducal Village, the Qin family has been paying attention to the fight between the immortal cultivators and the alien beasts. At this time, the expressions on their faces are a bit complicated. I didn't expect that. These people are pretty decent. Those alien beasts look very ferocious, but in fact, they did not cause any substantial damage. It's a bit strange to say. Why do I feel that those alien beasts seem to be weaker than the ones we encountered at the beginning? No, I look quite ferocious. What can we say? This group of immortals is stronger than we expected, even if they are stronger than those who clamored to challenge the sect master at the beginning. Can't you understand this? Obviously, these people should belong to Huaxia, which is a secret weapon to deal with the cultivation of alien beasts. Everyone knew that the relevant departments of China would definitely not be able to sit still when the alien beasts attacked. Moreover, from the very beginning, they did not contact the Qin family and made it clear that they would use these immortal cultivators to deal with the invading alien beasts. Yan Xiao, who has been with Qin Feng the whole time, looks a little puzzled. Looks like those people are doing pretty well. Qin Feng pondered and sighed. This time, Yan Xiao was even more puzzled. What, am I wrong? Qin Feng finally said, you said it just now, but it looks pretty good. However, this does not mean that the alien beast has the strongest combat power. I'm even thinking, is this alien beast deliberately showing weakness? Later, I don't know. There must be some conspiracy. The charming Yan Xiao was stunned. These alien beasts really cannot be regarded as beasts. You must know that after a few fights, you can find that some alien beasts have wisdom that is not weaker than humans. There are also some exotic beasts that can be transformed into human forms. If it is not a powerful immortal cultivator, perhaps they will not be able to distinguish the true from the false. Qin Feng's worries must have his reasons. While the two were talking, the battle between those cultivators and alien beasts was still in full swing. However, from the very beginning to the present, those alien beasts that were killed by the immortal cultivators of the Qin family have been defeated, and there is almost no power to fight back. The crowd in the city that was invaded by alien beasts was still very worried. At this time, they finally calmed down a bit. Those people who were following the fight on the internet were even more excited and left messages. Great, so great. I'm about to cry with excitement. In the past, alien beasts invaded, and hot weapons couldn't cause damage to those alien beasts. We were desperate for a time. Later, with the appearance of immortal cultivators from the Qin family, they did kill a lot of invading alien beasts and ensured the safety of many people. Unfortunately, in the final analysis, the number of immortal cultivators from the Qin family is too small. Worrying. HMPH. What are the Qin family members to mention? Although they have contributed, they can't change the fact that they are small stomachs, to put it bluntly. The Qin Feng of the Qin family is worried that other immortal cultivators will appear in the future, and the new generation will replace the old one. Their Qin family will not be able to become the top family in China. Well said. What's the use of Qin Feng, no matter how powerful it is? This alien beast invasion, what a dangerous thing. He and the immortal cultivators of the Qin family are playing with their tempers, and they don't show up at all. Expect them to deal with strange beasts. They are just a bunch of cowards who bully the soft and fear the hard. After someone started, another round of crusade against Qin family members, or Qin Feng, began on the internet. Filled with all kinds of abuse. It seems that the Qin family has changed from a hero to a bear. Garbage. And it is only a momentary thing. Point in each city, there are immortal cultivators appearing one after another, and they continue to join in the fight with alien beasts. It seems that after the aura between heaven and earth has become rich, although Qin Feng has called for people to be cautious and not to absorb the aura easily. In fact, some people did not hear it, and they still absorbed it according to their own minds. Ryuki has become an enviable immortal cultivator. The Qin family members paid attention to the comments on the internet, and when they saw the crazy abuse, the expressions on everyone's faces were not very good looking. Although Qin Wen is far away in the Japanese country, he has been paying attention to the affairs of China. At this moment, his face has become as hen, and he shouted angrily, "These people are too much. They're just scumbags, bastards." At the beginning, if it wasn't for our Qin family, I don't know how many people were displaced and died. Now, they all become my Qin families, right? Sanada Miya, who looked a little helpless, sighed and said, "No way, this is human nature. They always think that they are right, and, invisibly, they will ignore the efforts of others." While the two were talking, in the city of Huaxia, where there were alien beasts, there were suddenly countless sharp and ear-piercing alien beasts roaring, and Qin Feng's face, at this time, had become more dignified. Chapter 323. The so-called poor pirates do not chase. As the sharp roars of alien beasts cut through the sky one after another, the faces of those who could hear the sound changed point at the same time. Those alien beasts that were impacting also roared, echoing each other point for a time. The overall hostility of alien beasts continued to rise, and people who had alien beasts invaded the city, unconsciously suppressed their hearts. The faces of those immortal cultivators who were fighting against alien beasts became solemn. Gradually, many immortal cultivators spoke up one after another. "Don't panic. Let's fight these alien beasts to the death. As long as we are not afraid, nothing can defeat us. Kill to the end. Fight these beasts." The relatively strong immortal cultivators have already begun to rise up against the wind, buzz, hum, chuck, choke. Between heaven and earth, there is the sound of weapons breaking through the air, as well as the sound of sharp weapons being unsheathed. The roar of the alien beast continued to stir, followed by the immortal cultivator and the impacting alien beast, like two torrents, slamming together fiercely. Chichichi. In the worried eyes of everyone, those immortal cultivators did not disappoint. The sword energy was vertical and horizontal, the sword flowers were turbulent, and the strength of the sword, as if filling every space in the sky. The ink-colored blood unique to the alien beast shot out continuously. Boom. There are also immortal cultivators who were smashed into the air by those alien beasts, and blood spurted wildly when they were in the air. It was too tragic. The fight was too tragic. I'm almost crying. When China is in danger, there are always people who are carrying the weight. Kill all these beasts. The immortal cultivators who are fighting today are all heroes. Those so-called immortal cultivators in the Qin family, the strong ones, don't they feel a little bit ashamed when they see the current fight? Yes, your Qin family's immortal cultivators are powerful, because you became immortal cultivators early, but, when you really need you, where are you? It was those cultivators who fought against alien beasts who straightened Huaxia's spine. Don't even dare to think that. If you block the way, Qin Feng said, everyone will not absorb the spiritual energy between heaven and earth. Without these immortal cultivators appearing, it can be said that those cities that have been invaded by alien beasts can only become hell on earth. Is it? In the midst of many discussions, with a wave of strong fighting, the immortal cultivators in various cities stabilized the situation. The number of immortal cultivators in Huaxia Kyoto is much more than in other cities. To put it bluntly, this place is more important in various senses, and there must be no accident in Huaxia Kyoto. With all their strength, the immortal cultivators in Huaxia Jingjing defeated the killing of alien beasts despite the shrill roars of alien beasts coming from the sea of clouds. The impacting alien beasts still couldn't resist the impact and fight of the immortal cultivators. Gradually, the alien beasts that impacted Huaxia Kyoto seemed to be unable to support it any longer. I don't know which one to start with, but some alien beasts chose to flee backwards. As if an endness was born, a strange beast escaped and followed, and other strange beasts followed and retreated. Those immortal cultivators who have been impacted have experienced less and less pressure, and everyone's faces have become excited and proud. As long as today is over, then each of them will become a hero of China. To a certain extent, it may even surpass the reputation of the Qin family's immortal cultivators. These immortal cultivators, who had been dazzled by the victory, stopped without any hesitation, and shouted loudly, "Kill, continue to rush forward, kill to the end. These aliens beasts are coming, don't think about going back." The immortal cultivators of the Qin family, since they can kill all the invading alien beasts, we can definitely do it too. Kill. With the shouting, those cultivators frantically pursued forward. At this time, the immortal cultivators of the Qin family in Dukao village looked a little confused. Although he said that he would no longer care about the invasion of alien beasts, his true thoughts still felt that in the end, he had to invite them out of the mountain to exterminate these alien beasts unexpectedly. Those immortal cultivators who looked down on them really became pressing the beasts on the ground and rubbing frantically. Why? How could this be? Yes, are we backsliding? Or are those immortal cultivators who absorb the spiritual energy between heaven and earth, their strength has improved too fast? To be honest, I feel like I'm dreaming. What? How could this be? The incomparably charming Yan Xiao once again showed a stunned look on her pretty face. Looking at Qin Feng subconsciously, what he didn't expect was that Qin Feng still looked solemn at this time. After the meeting, Qin Feng said, "What do you want to ask?" After hesitating for a while, Yan Xiao finally asked, "The situation may not be as expected, so you don't have to worry too much." Qin Feng frowned slightly inside. "What you said is quite euphemistic. I think I was worried too much, or I misjudged the strength of alien beasts and those cultivators, but you didn't find anything wrong from the live broadcast screen." "Ah. Yes. Is there something wrong?" In front of Qin Feng, Yan Xiao didn't pretend to understand. She really didn't find it. Think about it. When alien beasts appeared in the past, were they far more ferocious than they are now? You never thought that those alien beasts would rather hit those cultivators and cause serious injuries, and there was no alien beast to devour those cultivators. By Yan Xiao was stunned. This was indeed a bit strange. Every time a strange beast appears, it is like a glutton. When it is never full, when it encounters ordinary people, it will kill everyone. Seriously injured, but from the beginning to the end, no immortal cultivator lost his life, let alone was eaten. The more I think about it, the more I feel that something is wrong. Is there really a conspiracy, as Qin Feng said? While Yan Xiao was still thinking about things, Qin Feng had already spoken again. One more thing, in the past, no matter which city there was a group of alien beasts, once these alien beasts were sniped, there would always be more powerful alien beasts emerging from the sea of clouds, but there were only sharp alien beasts that all came. Have you ever seen a more powerful alien beast join the battlefield? Yan Xiao's pretty face changed again. Indeed. From the aggressive invasion at the beginning to the embarrassing escape at the end, during the whole process, there was no more powerful alien beast sitting in the town, which was too abnormal. Qin Feng sighed and shook his head. Everything went so smoothly. Let those cultivators forget an old saying. What old saying? Yan Xiao blurted out a question. Don't chase after poor thieves. What's more, it's those ferocious beasts. What do they think and dare to chase at this time? As Qin Feng's voice fell in the vortex of the sea of clouds, suddenly there was an amazing change, which began to show. Chapter 324, Unexpected Earth-Shattering Changes. In various cities, wherever there is a sea of clouds turbulent, there is no warning, and a thick black mist spreads out. Yan Xiao felt that the black mist was somewhat familiar, and her pretty face changed dramatically. It's the black fog that limits the spiritual energy of immortals, and something big is going to happen. As early as when Yan Xiao was speaking, Qin Feng had already exhaled. The Qin family obeys orders. I can't see how ferocious and laborious it is when speaking, but Qin Feng's voice spread to the entire corner of Dukao village in an instant. Without any hesitation, the Qin family members, who were still discussing the invasion of alien beasts, one responded after another. Exist immediately. Follow the original plan and rush to the city where the alien beasts invaded. Hurry up. Qin Feng's voice fell, and there was another chorus of sympathy. Here, the immortal cultivators of the Qin family also had doubts in their hearts. It seems that those cultivators who have absorbed the spiritual energy between heaven and earth and become immortal cultivators have skyrocketed in strength and should be able to deal with the invasion of alien beasts. At this time, the sect master ordered the clansmen to rush to various cities according to the original plan. And why? It stands to reason that with Qin Feng's character, he would not do things that deliberately compete for credit. And the immortal cultivators of the Qin family have their own pride and disdain to do. So although there is a lot of doubts in their hearts, it's just that every member of the Qin family strictly implements Qin Feng's orders, which is absolute prestige. At this moment, in the various cities, the black mist that stirred in the vortex of the sea of clouds became more and more dense, and, drifting into the wind, it didn't take long to cover the immortal cultivators who were chasing. Some immortal cultivators became a little hesitant and said subconsciously, what's the situation? Why do you feel something is not right? There were also some people who were completely dazzled by the victory just now and spoke nonchalantly. I'm afraid of an egg, a little black fog. What can I do? The alien beasts have been killed by us and fled. What is this? That's right, that black mist is poisonous. We are immortal cultivators now, and we can basically say that 100 poisons do not invade. Then we are afraid of a hair. Continue to chase and kill all these beasts. Don't be afraid, everyone. Today is the day we will make a name for ourselves. Kill, kill, kill. With the shouting, those hesitant immortal cultivators were also encouraged by their companions, and they chased forward again, ready to beat the underdogs. Soon, the pervasive black mist will completely wrap the cultivator who is chasing. It was at this time that the unexpected happened. Ah! A shrill scream came from the mouths of some cultivators. There were also some immortal cultivators, whose faces became pale and panicked, and said one after another, "What's the matter? Me? I can't feel the spiritual energy in my body. What's wrong? I can't feel it. It seems that in an instant, the spiritual energy in the body recedes like a tide, and it seems to be imprisoned by something. What are they calling? Look at the extreme pain. Something is wrong. Hurry up." Unfortunately, at this time, it was too late to react and retreat. The alien beast that was fleeing in a rush suddenly turned around, as if it had received an order, and attacked again. The face of the immortal cultivator whose spiritual energy was bound changed instantly. When they were immortal cultivators, they were not afraid of these alien beasts at all, and they even ran away in a hurry. Now that their spiritual energy was imprisoned, they were just like ordinary people. How could they resist the impact of alien beasts? Run! Run! The pale-faced immortal cultivator tried his best to escape backwards at this moment. Their speed is completely incomparable with the alien beasts. Cringe. Some immortal cultivators, before they could react, were directly swallowed by the alien beasts that opened their bloody mouths. Some cultivators were bitten on the head by alien beasts. The bone-shattering sound filled the teeth, followed by the sound of the alien beast chewing loudly, the blood spurting, and even flowing down the corner of the alien beast's mouth. It looked extremely terrifying. The faces of those who were still following through the live broadcast changed completely. What happened? Am I dreaming? How could such a thing happen? Those alien beasts were beaten to the point that they couldn't fight back, and they suddenly became so powerful. Purgatory on Earth. This is purgatory on Earth. Look, some people were killed. Some immortal cultivators, still not dead. But what's going on? Some people have noticed that when some immortal cultivators are being bitten and devoured by alien beasts, some immortal cultivators keep screaming. Their eyes have turned blood red, and their whole bodies are full of terrifying strength. Hey, the bodies of those cultivators were swelling, and their clothes were torn apart. The originally good skin was undergoing incredible changes at a speed visible to the naked eye. Some people have animal hairs on their bodies, and their bodies are constantly growing taller, and some people have scale-like things on their bodies. Good people have turned into monsters that are half human and half beast. The teeth in the mouth grow extremely fast, and it seems that in the blink of an eye, they become fangs. The sound of the screams has gradually changed from the sound of people's screams to the roar of alien beasts. The voice became more and more shrill, and then an unimaginable scene happened. Those immortal cultivators whose bodies changed began to attack their companions without hesitation. PFFT. The sharp teeth gnawed on the neck of the companion, greedily sucked the blood of the companion, and even bit the flesh and blood of the companion without any scruples at this time. Perhaps these immortal cultivators can no longer be called human beings, and they have become more ferocious than alien beasts. After devouring the flesh and blood of their companions, those half-human, half-beast electric cultivators, whose bodies are still expanding, seem to be the existence of alien beasts. You can't help but feel scared when you see those blood red and cold eyes immortal cultivators whose spiritual energy was restricted by the black mist could neither avoid the alien beasts nor the mutated companions around them, and, after being mercilessly devoured, no matter if they were those alien beasts or half-human half-beast cultivators, it was obvious that the overall hostility and strength had grown rapidly. It didn't take long before and after, and in various cities, there were no immortal cultivators who still resisted. Either they became more alien than alien beasts, or they died long ago from alien beasts and those mutants. Companion hands. All those who were following the progress of the matter, their faces changed wildly, knowing that the real disaster was coming. Chapter 325. When the sea is flowing. The successive reversals made people overwhelmed. At the beginning, when alien beasts invaded, everyone must have different worries in their hearts. The immortal cultivator of the Qin family did not appear, which cast a shadow over the matter. Who would have thought that at this time, thousands of immortal cultivators gathered to fight wildly with alien beasts originally? I was worried that those who absorbed the spiritual energy of heaven and earth and became immortals would not be able to fight against alien beasts. As a result, they killed the alien beasts at that time. Everyone was very happy. Now, there is a steady stream of spiritual energy between heaven and earth. As long as you wake up one day and take the initiative to absorb the spiritual energy between heaven and earth, you will definitely become like those cultivators, no longer afraid. Alien. As a result, during the pursuit, things changed again. Black fog appeared. Some immortal cultivators were directly swallowed by alien beasts, and some immortal cultivators turned into beings that were even more ferocious and terrifying than alien beasts under the watchful eyes of the public. This is not the end. When there is no immortal cultivator to resist, the alien beast, together with the mutated immortal cultivator, roared and rushed towards the city. If you get close to the crowd, it will be an unbearable slaughter. In order to prevent accidents, there are also fighters in various places. Everyone be careful, fight back, fight back. With the issuance of the order, the hot weapon appeared again, constantly fighting against the alien beast. Unfortunately, I already knew that those hot weapons would not be able to play any role in the face of ferocious alien beasts. To put it more rigorously, at most, they could delay the impact speed of the alien beast. Comments on the internet are soaring again. It's over. It's really over now. I'm in South Sichuan. Those alien beasts are going to rush in. What should I do? What should I do? I don't want to die. The alien beast is coming. Now, the city will suffer huge damage. Where should we go? It's so frustrating. We still have the last hope. Where is the Qin family? Where are the immortal practitioners of the Qin family? Yes, as long as the immortals of the Qin family make a move, maybe they can turn the situation around. To be honest, I blushed a little. Xia Yingchen had nothing to do, and Zhang Wuan had nothing to do. At that time, I don't know how many people were cursing the Qin family's immortal cultivators, and some even cursing Qin Feng. Now, I have to rely on others. Did the Qin family make a move? What I'm worried about is that the sect master Qin Feng really doesn't care. Anyway, no matter how ferocious these beasts are, they don't dare to take the initiative to provoke the cow village. They are misunderstood and abused, who cannot have temper. Woolen cloth. The discussion was filled with fear, helplessness, despair, and deep regret. It was only at this time that they remembered that every time alien beasts invaded in the past, it was the Qin family who really guarded Huaxia and everyone. At this time, among the various cities, the speed of the vortex of the sea of clouds continued to accelerate. The black mist filled the air, and with the impact of the alien beast, it moved forward madly. The sound of explosions and the sound of gunfire could not effectively kill the alien beasts. Those combatants who fought against the alien beasts turned pale, but they had the responsibility to shoulder. At this time, although they were desperate, they could not step back. Once they retire, the entire city will follow the fortune to search for disaster. Boom, boom. Those alien beasts are rampaging. High-rise buildings are constantly collapsing. Dust is flying, and the momentum is extremely. The immortal cultivator who became half human and half beast is faster than alien beasts. His eyes are blood red, and he can't see the slightest bit of humanity. Instead, he is full of oppression and terrifying. After the speed exploded, none of those hot weapons could hit the immortal cultivator who was half human and half beast. Seeing the alien beasts and the half-human half-beast immortal cultivators constantly attacking and approaching the final line of defense, the despair on everyone's faces became even more intense. I believe it. I really believe it. At the beginning, Sect Master Qin Feng said that you must be cautious when facing the absorption of spiritual energy. Unfortunately, what happened later made people ignore the words of Sect Master Qin Feng. The immortal cultivator who simply absorbed the spiritual energy after being swallowed by the alien beast, the overall strength of the alien beast ushered in an explosive increase. What is even more terrifying is that those monsters whose eyes are blood red and become more ferocious than the alien beasts must be it absorbed the hostility between heaven and earth, was influenced by alien beasts, and became a terrifying existence. It's over. Everything is over. I regret it so much. Why should I doubt the Qin family? Why don't you listen to the words of Sect Master Qin? It's too late to say anything now. In this world, there is no medicine for regret. What should we do? What should we do? Can we really have to wait for death? Can the immortals of the Qin family see it, hear it, and save the innocent people? By now, haven't the Qin family made a move? Especially those who encountered alien beasts invading the city have been subconsciously shouting the immortals of the Qin family and can't wait to see the immortal cultivators of the Qin family who can fight against the alien beasts appear in the next moment. First, they kept begging and praying, and then because of the constant approaching of alien beasts, some people had fallen into a state of madness and began to curse. The people of the Qin family are so small, can't they be saved? Bastards, why don't you just take action and watch everyone die? Those bastards in the Qin family, beasts. Before the swearing words were finished, there was an incomparably loud shout between heaven and earth. Qin family Qin Yu, in the name of the suzerain Qin Feng, came to support. Everyone, step back, Qin Yan of the Qin family, at the order of the sect master, come to support. Qin family Qin Xiaoyu is here. The beasts are running wild. More and more immortal cultivators from the Qin family appeared over the cities that had been invaded by alien beasts. People are like exiled immortals, coming from the wind. That kind of temperament that is out of the dust. After people see it, they can't help but feel at ease. Whether they were pleading just now or they were too anxious, the people who were madly abusing them subconsciously cheered. The immortal Qin family is here. We are saved. The Qin family is here. Finally, they cheered constantly, and some shed tears with excitement. At this moment, the immortal cultivators of the Qin family became the backbone of the hearts of those who were in a hurry, and they became the last hope of everyone. Wu Hua was trying his best to get to Dukao village. When he was in the car, he called Qin Feng one after another, but he never got through. When his face was extremely anxious, the secretary who had been paying attention to the situation next to him cheered loudly, "Come, come, the immortal of the Qin family has appeared." Wu Hua was stunned for a moment, but he already understood that, although Qin Feng didn't answer the phone, he had already made arrangements. No matter how much criticism he experienced, Qin Feng never thought about sitting on the sidelines. Thinking about it, Wu Hua's eyes couldn't help but get wet. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.